Homeowner Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN on 94.5 ESPN, the Wisconsin On Demand app, and streaming live at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
It's a great day to be alive on this Tuesday. Kyle, Brust, and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin. My name is Ben Brust, alongside Packer backer, Packer owner, Kyle Wallace. Say something, Kyle.
Oh, it's a great day to be alive. Isn't that what you say?
It's a great day to be alive, Kyle.
Yeah, it feels good. I'm still living off this high of, I don't know what it is.
That is what I say, and I say it every single day on this show.
What do you think? What do you think this high I'm on is from?
The Green Bay Packers.
Yep, that's the only green that I love.
I don't know the legalities of Louisiana, but it could have something to do with that.
Well, no. If you talk about that, first and foremost, I don't touch the devil's grass. Secondly, it is illegal down in New Orleans. Doesn't mean people can't have access to it, though, because I might have.
No Brad Nortman. He's gallivanting on the beaches in Florida with his wife Lexi. And we have Alex Strofe back. You just heard his voice. And to be honest, I didn't know what to expect from his voice. And I mean that from I saw videos, I saw the festivities that he participated in down in Nashville to support the Green Bay Packers. Didn't go with tickets, but he found some good price tickets from what I saw via text message, eh?
I mean, good priced is probably a stretch, but yeah, I got in for under $300.
Dang!
All things considered, yeah. I'm saying because there was a big influx of Midwesterners and Packers fans to Nashville, that likely drove the ticket prices up.
Correct. It was what I would call an utter invasion of Nashville, Tennessee. I was sitting next to a Titans fan who's a season ticket holder. He said that's the case every week. Nashville's such a destination city that the opposing fan bases take over. But he did say, at least I wasn't a prick like the New York Jets fan who sat next to him the week prior.
Yeah, that checks out. Very much checks out.
They're taking the character of their quarterback.
It was the same thing when I went to Vegas last year. Obviously, Vegas, big-time destination. But, you would think that the Raiders have, a fan base. But, no, it's a takeover.
They don't even live in... The team is based out of Oakland. And it moved to Vegas, so the fan base is not even there.
It's a good point. It's a really good point, actually.
While we're talking about this, can I tell my story about New Orleans?
Sure.
With the Eagles?
We're not going to stop you.
Well, yeah, I mean, your name's on the show,
I
guess.
all
I ask is if you tell the story, it better be entertaining to the audience.
It's very entertaining.
800-990-3776 is the number to get into the show. Please let us know if you think Kyle's story is entertaining or not. And find us on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee and at ESPN Madison.
So we were invaded down in New Orleans. That's where I was for a bachelor party, and there was literally Eagles fans everywhere. There were so many EAGLES Eagles chants all over the place that they
kind of makes me like the Go Pack Go one even better because it's simple and effective.
It was long and they were just very, very obnoxious, but I give them credit for being passionate because that's one thing I love is that if you're a passionate fan base, you really love your team, I can get with that. And I was at a restaurant with some of my friends as we were just hanging out, and for a table across from us, people were just chilling. But remember, a lot of Eagles fans, different places. There was an Eagles fan table next to a Saints fans table. Eagle fans walk in, they start doing the chant, the EL, and so they start chanting, and then all the Saints fans start talking about who that, baby, who that, and so they were going back and forth, and so then out of nowhere, I see a man literally stand up, and you got to go on YouTube to watch this. He stand up and he said, "Call, and so I see him doing that, and I'm like, wow, these fans are crazy. But I look at him, Ben, and then I notice one thing. He was blind. He was a blind man doing a call with his arms flapping up and down, just like that. I said, that's it. The Eagles fan base may be the craziest, best fan base I've
We have blind Packer fans that listen to our show.
But the way he did his arms like an eagle, Ben, I'm telling you, the flap and the live in a restaurant, I was just amazed. I'm telling you, it was the most fascinating thing I may have seen. This entire weekend.
800-990-3776. That is a good story, Kyle.
I'm telling you, it's one of them things that you had to be there.
Strofe, if you have anybody who says it's one of those stories where you had to be there, is it a good or bad story?
It's usually a good story. It just
But it doesn't translate to everyone else, which we're trying to do. We said translate at the same time.
In sync.
Yesterday, Kyle Wallace was very bubbly and very happy, obviously, about the Green Bay Packers win. That, I just you know what? Bleep it. Let's do this exercise. Let's see what Kyle Wallace's current NFC power rankings are. And in the Ben's boo-boo bin, that's the bottom, he has the Commanders, Cowboys, Giants, Panthers, Bears. You're not going to really hear many arguments from me on any of those, other than the Commanders yesterday, who showed that maybe they're not as boo-boo because Dan Quinn is a good coach and Cliff Kingsbury's not a head coach. He's a decent offensive coordinator. That's for another day. He has the Vikings, Seahawks, Cardinals, Rams, Bucks, Falcons, Saints in the mid area, the average area. And in the top tier, he has the Packers number 1, Eagles 2, Niners 3, Lions 4. Who is the best team in the NFC? I actually just want to know how much people actually believe the same way Kyle does. 800-990-3776.
Obviously, for me, the best team in the NFC is the Green Bay Packers.
Despite the Eagles beating them and being in your top tier.
Yeah, despite that, you're going to lose some games in the NFL. That's exactly what happens. But it wasn't like the Eagles dominated the Green Bay Packers. Both teams had to knock off some rust defensively, and they're going to get better as the season progresses on. But the thing that was most impressive for me for the Green Bay Packers was the way they performed in Week 2 and Week 3. But then, again, this league is about what we see on the field, but also statistically speaking, this rush offense for the Green Bay Packers is number 1 in the NFL, and most of that damage, and a lot of that damage was done without Jordan Love back there being a threat at quarterback. So what that tells me, because though Josh Jacobs didn't have a great game last week, Emmanuel Wilson was able to find room to run on the ground. And on top of that, we still have Malik Willis able to find room to run on the ground as well. The versatility and diversity that they have on this offense makes the Green Bay Packers that dang good. And if you can look that dang good without having your star quarterback, the $55 million man, I feel good about it. So for me overall, the play calling that the Green Bay Packers have, the defense that they have as well, the number 1 in turnover differential that they have on the season is why the Green Bay Packers are the best team in the NFC without having Jordan Love.
800-990-3776. We're going to go Chris in Cedarburg. I'm just going to give you the floor because I have no idea what Alex Strofe wrote in for this caller.
Well, I guess I'm responding to the Eagles fans thing. Me and about 8 or 9 other guys went out to the Packers at Bills game, and you can fact check me. I think it was 9 years ago. But we tailgate like nobody else. And I participated in 2 things and learned a third thing out there. For one, I had never heard of the mustard guy on top of the bus. Stood right next to that when the guy has like 30 people pouring bottles of mustard on him.
Oh, wow.
Then stepped over to the, now we had about 24, 25 Busch Lights in us at this point in time.
Powerful.
Stepped up to a table where they were pouring a shot inside of the thumb hole of a bowling ball, and you did it, and then you had to smash it in the ground, and it was a muddy day. They didn't wash the ball off, I realized, after.
Oh,
yeah.
So
You got that pre-2020 COVID.
2014, I think, is when Chris was there.
Chris in Cedarburg, I guess. Look, I guess off of Kyle's, we'll continue to do the best team in the NFC. But off of Kyle's weirdest thing you've seen from an Eagles fan, we have a Packer fan at a Bills game. What is the weirdest thing you've seen at a tailgate outside of? You could do Lambeau Field. You could do anywhere in the NFL.
So hold on. I think I understand where the confusion came in for me, because I wrote for Chris, blindly went to a Packers at Bills game. That's what he told me on the phone. And then I followed up and said, "Are you blind?" Because I don't think he heard the fact that the fan,
Eagles
Kyle
fan.
was
the Eagles fan
was blind.
And that's the fascination, is how the arm flapping. He never seen the arm flap, and he did it so well.
So you're telling me that because someone's blind, they don't know how a bird flies?
How would they?
Audio? They translate everything?
Stop it. Come on now.
Just because you're blind doesn't mean you don't have other ways to use your senses. You honestly, those senses heighten, and then if you're watching, quote unquote, watching TV, there's something called a narrator.
So they're saying the arms are flapping up and down? Or the bird?
Hold on. Time out.
I wish I took a video of this.
Both of you idiots, hold on for 2 seconds. You do understand people that are blind are not always born blind, correct?
I do. I mean, I wasn't going to ask the gentleman if that was the case.
Even if they're not, I have a hard time believing that if I couldn't see, that I couldn't comprehend how a bird flies is through wings because you learn about wings.
Hold on. Again, timeout. You realize this person likely could see at least a little bit at some point in his life. Therefore, he knew that birds flap their wings.
I'm at a bare minimum, sure, but I'm saying, like, again, I don't know how we got on blind people knowing how wings flap.
One more follow-up on this. Some people that are legally blind are not fully blind.
Oh, that brother was fully blind.
How do you know that?
Because he was, listen,
I
was
was there.
there.
You didn't talk to him.
Well, I saw the interaction, and he was fully blind.
Did he have a stick?
He had a stick, and he had somebody assisting him everywhere he went.
Well.
He was, yeah, I was fascinated.
We solved the case. We cracked the code. The Eagles fan was blind. You good?
I'm good. It was fascinating.
So Kyle is undoubtedly saying that the Green Bay Packers are the number one team in the NFC. And now that I've had time to sit on this, it's still the Lions right now for me. Oh. It is the Detroit. How do you say This is a Detroit Lions team that won the NFC North. They made it to the NFC Championship game. And of all the teams in the NFC, have put together a 2-1 record. Yes, did they lose one to the Buccaneers? For sure. But when I think about this team, I think about a team that has an identity. I think about a team that has a lot of. They did get a lot of injuries last week, but again, their system, their identity is the same. They run the football tough and strong with David Montgomery. They have a great back in Jahmyr Gibbs, a great offensive coordinator in Ben Johnson. Dan Campbell is a good head coach. Sometimes he can be a little bit boneheaded in his own ways, trying to go for 2, even when it's at the 10-yard line sometimes, and outcoaches himself with trying to be so tough and strong. But until the Packers pass the Detroit Lions in record and then beat them again in their first matchup, this is the Detroit Lions division and is the Detroit Lions NFC until proven otherwise. I can't say that the Green Bay Packers without Jordan Love, although it's been impressive against 2 subpar mid-tier teams in the NFL, have surpassed the Detroit Lions.
Yeah, I mean, again, the Detroit Lions are a good football team. I'm not taking that away from them. But for me, I feel like they just underwhelmed a little bit so far this year. They snuck out of a game against the Rams. They were able to beat the Cardinals last week, but the Cardinals are okay. Again, not saying they're not a good football team, but they still have all their healthy horses. They have Amon-Ra St. Brown. They also have Gibbs in the backfield. You just talked about Montgomery as well. Jamison Williams. They have Porter. Like, they have all of their pieces in their
Laporta got hurt.
You said what?
Laporta got hurt.
When he got hurt last game?
Yep.
Oh, well, that sucks that he got hurt. So we'll see how they do after this game. But were you smiling because you hurt? You're upset about it? Or
Yes.
But anyways, just the fact that the Green Bay Packers have looked more impressive this season from my perspective, right? More dominant from my perspective in the games they have played, and they have done that without having Jordan Love at quarterback. So without having Jordan Love at quarterback, I feel good about the Green Bay Packers when they have to take on the Lions. Does that mean when we play the Lions it's going to be a cakewalk? Absolutely not. But my level of confidence in this football team is riding on an all-time high because of the fact that I know how impressive they were without their man at quarterback. And do we understand how hard it is to do what the Packers did in 2 weeks? I understand that it was against lesser opponents in the Colts and the Titans, but the defense stepped up and your backup quarterback stepped up. And again, we went from talking about 0-2 to the Packers being 2-0. We went from talking about will they win a game while Jordan Love is gone to the fact that do we need him to start? Do we need Jordan Love to rush back right now because of the fact that Malik Willis is playing so well? That is quite the turnaround and change in all of 2 weeks. So again, I am just lost at the fact that we don't believe that Jordan Love is going to take this team to a whole different level and a whole nother height. That's why I'm so confused why you don't think
there's
the
a
Packers
couple
are
of
the best team in the
variables.
NFC.
In his first game against the Eagles, he wasn't like as sharp as he was to end the season. And number 2, he's coming off of an MCL injury, right? Like, there's still a level of what's he going to be off this injury? Is he going to trust himself in the pocket when he steps into passes, right? Well, so, I listen, I heard you, Mr. Packerbacker, yes, sir. But there is another option here that Alex Strofe wants to bring up, and I think it's fair, too. You can't argue against what he's going to say.
It pains me to say this because I really thought this team was going to be doo-doo this year. The Minnesota Vikings right now are the best team in the NFC. Sam Darnold is by no means the best quarterback in the NFC, but he's not turning the ball over. He's being a game manager with an offense loaded with skill position players, including Kyle's bestie, Aaron Jones. You look at that defense, man.
They're good.
They aren't just good.
They're aggressive.
They're elite.
Yep.
Like, they might be the best defense in the league. And let's not discount. I understand San Francisco's beat up. And when we have this conversation in 10 weeks, my answer will probably be San Francisco again when they're a little bit healthier. But Minnesota beat San Francisco pretty handedly last week.
And despite Houston's struggles, they very handily beat the Houston Texans, who went to the playoffs last year, and you could arguably say they made more investments to be better this year.
Oh, 100%. You could easily say that.
Yeah,
right?
I'm just trying to help your argument and get Kyle to understand that the Packers aren't the only team in the NFL.
The Minnesota Vikings look like the best team in the NFC through 3 weeks, which is wild to me. I did not expect that whatsoever, but this is a really good division.
That's 3 weeks, right? And that's my whole thing, is that when I'm talking about the best teams, I'm not going to allow for these 3 weeks to make me say that this is the number one team. They still have a lot more to prove for me.
So are the Cincinnati Bengals Super Bowl good still? They're 0-3.
No, the Cincinnati Bengals aren't going to the Super Bowl.
Oh, okay. But before the season, you thought they were one of the best teams in the AFC.
No, but we're seeing that they're not great. I still need to see more.
Oh, but
we've seen enough.
But you literally just said 3 weeks doesn't matter.
We've seen enough from the Bengals to know that at this time where they're at, and they could.
Through 3 weeks, you can see enough from them, but you can't see enough from Minnesota.
Yeah.
So you understand the issue with that argument.
He picks and chooses. No. You know this, Alex.
Do you believe in Sam Darnold? And do you believe in Sam Darnold? If you had to pick right now, you believe in Sam Darnold?
I do, yes.
Okay, then that's why you feel that way. I don't believe in Sam Darnold. I don't believe in the fact that they're going to be able to consistently play this way the entire football season.
We going to find out.
We sure is, especially on Sunday.
That's right. 800-990-3776. I do want to ask KBN Nation who their most surprising Green Bay Packer that has been this season over 3 weeks, and who the most disappointing player through 3 weeks.
But Benny, that's not enough time to make a real takeaway.
Well, according to Kyle Wallace, you can or cannot choose off of his logic if there's enough time. So we'll find out what KBN Nation thinks through 3 weeks.
Fellas.
Kyle might not be surprised by anything because he already prognosticated everything through weeks for this Green Bay Packers team. 800-990-3776. Most surprising and disappointing Packer through 3 weeks. We hear from you next.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
It's the 414 hour at 4 on KBN.
Wow. Just wow.
Has he sound good? We've been practicing.
I did it all last week. I gotta say I'm pretty proud of my progress.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com. What happens when you mix a 3-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year with a Packers Hall of Famer?
I'm not going to get into the Kringle turnover game, so that's what it needs to be.
Kringle
I think his legs.
Yeah.
Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Like the pastry
Are you guys being serious?
turnovers.
You guys can't put 2 and 2
I got it. I did not get it.
They don't call themselves Racine Danish
I'm
turnovers.
sorry. Sometimes I wonder about you too, man.
Catch him from 9 to noon right here on 94.5 ESPN, the Wisconsin On Demand app, and at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
My house has a new glow. I love my windows. Universal Windows Direct.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Kyle Wallace. Right now at Universal Windows Direct, get 0% financing for 60 months, restrictions apply. For the last windows you'll ever need, go to uwd.com to schedule your free in-home estimate.
I love my windows. They've got that brand new home effect. Universal Windows Direct.
Wake up! It's time to find your sleep oasis at IKEA. Without a great night's sleep, you can't be your best every day. IKEA has everything you need to create your perfect sleep solution. From stylish beds and mattresses to essential storage, IKEA will quickly have you in a deep sense of relaxation. Get organized with IKEA's bins, baskets, and under-bed storage for a clutter-free room. Finish off your oasis with dressers, wardrobes, and nightstands. Discover your bedroom inspiration and solutions at IKEA Oak Creek today or at IKEA.com/US.
Lock in for October. Brewers postseason tickets are on sale now. Clear your schedule, claim your spot, and be here for a Brewers postseason run you don't want to miss at brewers.com/postseason.
We've said it before, we'll say it again. Fleet Farm has everything you need for everyday life at the best prices guaranteed. Like 5 quarts of Resolute conventional motor oil on sale for only $14.99. Or 5 gallons of Cam 2 hydraulic AG fluid, now just $32.99. And if you happen to find a lower price elsewhere, we'll match it. Any day, every day. Fleet Farm's got everything you need for everyday life at the best prices guaranteed.
Prize Picks is America's #1 daily fantasy sports app with over 5 million active members. Prize Picks is the easiest and most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports. And unlike other apps, it's just you against the numbers. All you do, pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections, and you watch the winnings roll in. PrizePicks is the only real money daily fantasy platform with an injury insurance policy so that your lineups stay in play even if one of your players gets injured. If your player leaves in the first half and doesn't return, PrizePicks, your picks are still alive. PrizePicks invented the flex play, which means you can still cash out if your lineup isn't perfect. You can double your money even if one of your picks doesn't hit. Download the PrizePicks app today and you can use code WI. Get $50 instantly when you play $5. That's code WI on PrizePicks to get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. PrizePicks, run your game.
America is kept safe because the Army National Guard responds, protects, and supports our nation when it needs them most. The Army National Guard responds to disasters such as wildfires and floods. They protect us with missile defense, cybersecurity, and civilian support teams for chemical, biological, and radiological hazards. Be there for your community and your country. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more about part-time service. Sponsored by the Wisconsin Army National Guard. Aired by the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association and this station.
Station updates, show clips, and your place to interact with us every single day just by scrolling through your feed. Follow along on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at ESPN Milwaukee. This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
From falling.
Asking you, KBN Nation at 800-990-3776, who's been the most surprising Green Bay Packer through 3 weeks, and who's been the most disappointing through 3 weeks? Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, no Brad Nortman, Alex Strofer on the show. Catch us on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee or at ESPN Madison. We'll even get Strophy involved with this question because there's no Brad Nortman. But Kyle, I start with you. Who's been the most surprising Green Bay Packer and most disappointing through 3 weeks?
I mean, obviously, I think this is an easy one, right? Because when we talk about most surprising, we're talking about somebody that we didn't have such high expectations for going into this season. Somebody that may have been on the bubble going into this season. And that individual that we had lower our expectations for, that we had questioned, has been Devontae Wyatt. Devontae Wyatt, we did not expect too much from him. We were saying, okay, this may be a make-or-break season for him. Will he break out? Will he slump? Continue to slump. Is this 4-3 defense shift going to be something great for him? And that's exactly what it has been for the former first-round pick in Devontae Wyatt for the Green Bay Packers. Devontae Wyatt, to me, has been the best defensive lineman that the Green Bay Packers have had so far this season. You've seen him getting multiple sacks in the game. You've seen him getting pressures in the game as well, and that is the thing that you expect from the guy inside. So for me, overall, Devontae Wyatt is the easy guy. This past Sunday, you know what he had? 3 pressures and 2 sacks. 3 pressures and 2 sacks. That is highly, highly impressive. If he continues to play like this, the Packers D-line can truly be a top 5 defense based off his level of play. But for me, Devontae Wyatt out of Georgia, starting to turn the corner. So he's been the most surprising.
Most surprising for me, I wrote down Devontae Wyatt. I even wrote down, do I want to give LVN some love? But I think I want to see it more consistently. This just comes from a place of, all right, you signed Josh Jacobs. You got rid of Aaron Jones. You drafted Marshawn Lloyd. A.J. Dillon, Stinger out for the year. What does RB2 look like? Well, I'll tell you what RB2 looked like. It's production from Emmanuel Wilson in a couple of different spots that were actually key. In the first half of the opening game against Philadelphia, he really jump-started the run game. I know that they lost, but this is I'm pleasantly surprised in what Emmanuel Wilson's bringing to the team. He showed some flashes of preseason, but taking preseason and putting it into the game is another thing. 4 rushes for 46 yards in week 1. 12 rushes for 50 yards in week 3. He was silent against Indianapolis. I get that. But that was a Josh Jacobs game. And Josh Jacobs didn't need time off. He wanted the rock, and we gave him the rock. Not to mention, the catch and run from Emmanuel Wilson was such a great changeup from what you're getting downhill from Josh Jacobs. So when I think of surprising, I'm going to go with Emmanuel Wilson because you get rid of Aaron Jones, and it's a whole it feels totally different with Josh Jacobs, Marshawn Lloyd, who got hurt, and then Emmanuel Wilson steps up and has been a pleasant surprise to me for the Green Bay Packers, especially in an offense where you felt comfortable with a lot of the position groups heading into the season. I go with Emmanuel Wilson. Strophy, you're on the phone, so I'll go, unless you're good, thumbs up or thumbs down. Thumbs up for Alex Strofe. Who is your most surprising Green Bay Packer through the first 3 weeks? 800-990-3776. We're asking y'all.
Yeah, Kyle said it was people we don't have high expectations for. And I'm going to go with somebody I did have high expectations for, but not this high of expectations for. That would be the big free agent signing on the defensive side of the ball. 3 games, 3 interceptions for the new safety, Xavier McKinney. Look, the Packers haven't had a great safety since Nick Collins. It's been well over a decade. This guy is looking like he is Defensive Player of the Year good. I thought he would make a positive impact. I thought he would be an important piece defensively. I didn't think he would be in the conversation for Defensive Player of the Year after 3 weeks. So I will take Xavier McKinney as actually my biggest surprise thus far in the season, aside from like the obvious Malik Willis.
I get that. Obviously, Malik Willis has been impressive through those 2 games, but I like going in the lead just a little bit here for your most surprising player. You know what? Let's bring Ricardo in Canada. Let's get his most surprising player through 3 weeks to see if he maybe has someone we don't. Ricardo, you're up on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, 800-990-3776.
What's up, boys? My surprise, good and bad for the team, are the Georgia boys. Devontae Wyatt, beast, first 3 games, already 3 sacks, endless pressures, and Quay Walker has been my disappointment. However, I don't think it's necessarily his fault. He's being put in a position. He's thinking too much, and that's he needs to be on the outside. Look at Devontae Wyatt. They're just telling him to attack, and miraculously, the guy's destroying the offensive line like it's no one's business. Quay Walker is like a fish out of water. His head is spinning. Put him on the outside. Tell him to find ball, get ball. Enough said. It will solve the problem. He's thinking too much. Give Xavier the green dot. Don't let the kid think. Let him attack.
I appreciate the call, Ricardo.
Ball, get ball.
What I was hoping Ricardo would do, and I love Ricardo, please keep giving your insights, was just do the surprising there. I was going to get to him on the back end for his most disappointing. We go back to Kyle Wallace, and we'll take your most surprising Green Bay Packers through 3 weeks and disappointing Packers through 3 weeks on YouTube and at 800-990-3776.
The most surprising one, disappointing one. So surprisingly disappointing for me has to be the man that got inked surprisingly for all of us because he is almost 30 and he got a 3rd contract from the Green Bay Packers, a $64 million contract from the Green Bay Packers, and that's Kenny Clark. As we talked about last week, the Green Bay Packers had a barrage of sacks. Everybody was in that sack party. Everybody was celebrating. Whether it was my boy Devontae Wyatt, whether it was Kingsley Enagbare, whether it was Lucas Van Ness, it was everybody getting in on the sack party except for Mr. Kenny Clark. And I understand Kenny Clark has 7 pressures this year, so he's doing okay in that area. But what I was expecting from Kenny, and they said when he changes from that 3-4 to 4-3, he can attack upfield. He could be, let loose. He can be a lot better football player, and I just have not seen it. The way Wyatt has played, the way Enagbare has played, the way they have popped is exactly what I expected to see from Mr. Kenny Clark this year, and we have not seen it yet. And to also go against that, the Packers' defense, run defense, is still an area that we still need to improve on. When you look at
Can you just follow directions one time?
What am I supposed to do?
One player, and now you're breaking down run defense. Stick with the one player.
Well, the reason why run defense...
You want him to do everything.
No, it's not that I want to do everything, but he's supposed to be the anchor of the defensive line, and I need him to be better on the run because Saquon Barkley and Jonathan Taylor both had good rushing games against the Green Bay Packers, and for us to get to where we need to be, we need for Kenny Clark to be great in run defense, and we have not seen that yet this football season, so that's why I'm saying Kenny Clark. It was all, we're going to get there, it was all together. He's supposed to be the man on the D-line.
I'm going to go... I had Quay Walker written down. I let Ricardo in Canada kind of go with that. Real quick on Ricardo's take of putting him on the outside, see ball, get ball, is he's never played on the outside in his entire career. So if he's already struggling in a position that he's comfortable in, I don't know if I trust putting him in a position that he's uncomfortable in. That being said, on Quay Walker, he's always there. He just doesn't do the right thing. It's like, oh, you're in the hole. Wait, why'd you go left? The room is to the right. It just seems to be like we're just missing some instincts on the football field to make plays because we all know he's there, has the athleticism. My eyes always lit up. I'm like, he's going to make a play. And I'm like, no, he didn't make the play. A guy who's not making plays, Rashawn Gary. Rashawn Gary signed a big contract extension to be who I think Brad had said in his Bolt-a-thon prediction would lead the NFL in sacks. Even coming close to leading the Green Bay Packers in sacks. He has 1 sack on the year, 3 total tackles, and when you see everybody getting after the quarterback, you got to be a part of that party. With all those sacks last weekend, Rashawn Gary has to be a part of that party. I want him leading the party. I don't want to, matter of fact, I don't want to be a part of the party. I want him to lead the party. I want everyone following his lead, but right now he's kind of following others, and I don't like that from a big investment that you made with Rashawn Gary. Alex Strofe, your most disappointing player for the Green Bay Packers through 3 weeks.
You want Rashawn Gary hosting the party, if you will.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Hosting and, partying.
Partying?
Yes.
Okay, anyway, popping the bottles, if you will. I'm going to go to the offensive side of the ball. The Packers drafted a left tackle in the first round. He didn't compete against their current left tackle in training camp whatsoever. He's now playing right guard. Rasheed Walker won that left tackle job. I used the stat before on Xavier McKinney. 3 weeks, 3 interceptions. How about for Rasheed Walker? 3 weeks, team high 6 penalties, including 4 of those being holding. Left tackle is the most important position on the offensive line. Luckily, Willis is elusive enough where he hasn't been getting hit, but got to clean up the penalties, and Rasheed Walker, who didn't have a ton of competition at left tackle in the preseason, is leading the way on that. So he's leading the party in the penalty category.
Well, I think you can say he didn't have a lot of competition. The word was he just eliminated the competition.
Really
that Jordan Morgan, who they drafted, wanted to compete for left tackle, and I think all of us, when we heard Jason Wilde say he solidified that spot, and Brian Balaga talk about it, you were like, all right, I feel comfortable with this. But the results have not followed, so I think that's a really good one by you, Alex Strofe. 800-990-3776. I see all of your responses coming in. We'll continue to get to your most surprising and most disappointing Packers through 3 weeks. But, Kyle, you're going to tell us about Underdog Fantasy, then we'll get to some responses and maybe get to becoming relevant.
Oh, yes, y'all know I love telling y'all about the Underdog Fantasy Sports app, and I need for y'all right now to get in the game and play the Underdog Fantasy Sports app. It is absolutely so easy to do. So what I need you to do right now is grab your good old cell phone, just like I got mine, whether it's an Android or whether it's an iPhone. I need you to grab your phone. I need you to go to your app store. I need you to go to Underdog Fantasy Sports right now. Go find that Underdog Fantasy Sports, and I want you to use this promo code KBN, And when you do that, you'll definitely thank me later, and you'll join over 1 million fans across 33 different states who are getting in on the Underdog Fantasy Sports app and winning up to 1,000 times their money. Yes, 1,000 times their money by simply choosing higher or lower on your favorite player stats. Whether it's touchdowns, passing yards, or so much more, you can select higher or lower and win big on the Underdog Fantasy Sports app. And what I love about it as well, it makes your game watching experience so much better. You now get to cheer on guys like Jaden Daniels, or you can cheer on guys like Zach Moss, but you have an opportunity to say, I want them to get higher or lower. Yeah, I know Zach Moss. I was cheering on Zach Moss. That's what it is. Exactly. That's the whole point and what makes Underdog Fantasy so fun. So it's so straightforward and it's so easy to do. So make sure you download their easy-to-use mobile app or go to UnderdogFantasy.com and sign up using promo code KBN. That is promo code KBN, and Underdog will give you a free pick to use on your first cash pick'em entry, plus up to a 1,000, yes, 1,000 in bonus cash when you deposit. Again, that's promo code KBN on the Underdog Fantasy Sports app, and you can make sure you get your free pick in your deposit offer today. Remember, must be 18 plus and present in the state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concern with your play. Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
There's a couple of submissions here for most surprising and disappointing Packer through 3 weeks that I definitely want to hit on. So we'll keep hearing from you at 800-990-3776 and be back with more Kyle, Brust, and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
You agree with me?
Lola Bunny on your algorithm shaking her butt?
It's people on my Facebook sharing stuff, and I'm like, you know what? Lola the Bunny was kind of strapped.
Okay, here's as far as I'm... All I'll be able to say is I get why Bugs was so love drunk over Lola. I get it. That's as far as I can go to you.
Look at this. Google Lola the Bunny.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
With 18 unforgettable holes on 250 acres of natural private land, the Bog provides the ultimate golf experience. To book your next tee time, call 262-284-7075 or visit golfthebog.com. Enjoy golf. Enjoy the Bog.
Milwaukee College Prep, dedicated to closing the opportunity gap for children in Milwaukee, redefining what's educationally possible so more children can pursue their dreams. Join me, Good Karma Brand's founder CEO Craig Karmazin, and Milwaukee College Prep Thursday, October 17th, and take a stand in closing the opportunity gap for Milwaukee scholars. Your support means quality education accessible to over 2,000 scholars in Milwaukee's most challenged communities. Milwaukee College Prep is closing the opportunity gap. To learn more and purchase tickets, go to MilwaukeeCollegePrep.com and click support.
$1 million. That's big, really big. This September, Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee is handing out a cool million, and you've got a shot at winning your share. The big $1 million giveaway is here. Just play with your rewards card and you're entered to win. Couldn't be easier and couldn't be bigger. No wonder it's called the Big One. For more details, visit paysbig.com/big one. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
Okay, everyone, what did you think of the chocolate bar?
It's too chewy.
Feels kind of chalky.
Too much nougat.
I need to go brush my teeth.
Business is booming for Steph's small marketing research firm.
After all these focus groups, there's only one conclusion. I need more researchers.
And she's way too busy researching.
Does this have peanuts?
To waste time researching resumes.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Put our matching platform to work so you can spend less time searching and more time connecting with talented candidates. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Pros, now's your chance to save big during Pro Savings Days at Lowe's. Right now, save big on appliances like the GE Stainless Steel Kitchen Suite. Plus, save $40 on 5-gallon pails of Valspar Reserve, Valspar Defense, and Valspar Stain. Shop Pro Savings Days today for big savings on everything you need to get the job done right. Because Lowe's knows pros. Valid through 9/27 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
Let's get the latest from Lambeau. This is your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Z-Bart of Greater Milwaukee. Want that mirror finish on your car? You need Z-Gloss by Z-Bart. Z-Gloss is a 3-layer ceramic coating that not only gives your car that mirror finish, it protects it from everything that Mother Nature can throw at it. Visit zbart.com for more information.
Malik Willis throws for 200-plus yards and a touchdown, runs for another, and the Packers take care of the Tennessee Titans in Nashville 30-14 in Week 3. Willis, after the game, though, wanted to spend time talking about the defense.
I mean, I think it would be easy for anybody to play with that defense plan like that. You go out there and just try to execute our plays and take care of the football, and everything else work itself out.
Another interception for Xavier McKinney and a pick six for Jair Alexander. It's likely that Matt LaFleur and the Packers will let Jordan Love practice all week before deciding if he'll line up under center on Sunday at Lambeau Field.
This has been your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Z-Bart of Greater Milwaukee.
Hey ESPN Milwaukee fans, Gary Olsen here from our friends at Best Electric Service, an A-plus Better Business Bureau, family-owned and operated, who have been serving you for over 50 years. No job is too big or too small, whether it's making panel upgrades to your home, installing your new Briggs & Stratton generator, or electric vehicle charging. Best Electric provides quality services at fair prices. They are experienced and licensed electrical contractors ready to get to work. Connect with the Best Electric Service. Find out more at bestelect.com.
Spending more time at home? Don't forget that 94.5 ESPN's on your smart speaker. Just ask Alexa to open 94.5 ESPN. 94.5 ESPN on Alexa is presented by Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all. This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Disappointing and most surprising Green Bay Packer through 3 weeks, 800-990-3776. Most surprising for me, Ben Brust, was Emmanuel Wilson. Most disappointing, Rashawn Gary. Kyle Wallace next to me. Most surprising, Devontae Wyatt. Most disappointing, Kenny Clark. Alex Strofe. Most surprising, blanking right now,
Xavier McKinney.
And most disappointing,
Rasheed Walker.
All
Thanks
those
for listening,
penalties.
pal.
All those penalties. I got a lot going on in this noggin right now.
Well, you have a lot going on in noggin, but KBN Nation is turning up.
Yeah, they are. I think a good one is just pointing out the tight end room. Most disappointing being Musgrave, and most surprising being Tucker Kraft. Not even from a production of like catching standpoint, just the way that he plays the game of football is so beneficial to this team and the success they've had on the ground.
Snap count, right?
Yeah. It's like, what is it, 75-25?
Something like that, yeah.
Do you think Musgrave's confidence is down? Like, I still think there's something there with Luke Musgrave, but understand your role.
Yeah, but
it's
like
two
when
different
you say that, like, why do you say that? Other than the fact that he was drafted where he was drafted? Because, to be honest, he literally couldn't stay on his feet last year. I know he had a lacerated kidney, but he wasn't really the talk of camp. Tucker Kraft literally just stole the job from him.
I hope his confidence isn't down because I believe he had like 20-plus catches for almost 400 yards last year. Like, that is a good start for a rookie at tight end. And there's potential to have a guy that is more in line, who can block for you, than a guy that can be a receiving threat and Luke Musgrave downfield. Like, if those guys both can live up to their potential.
But what if Tucker Kraft does both?
And still, I hope Luke Musgrave can do at least one.
Another one that I actually like from Chef Ed, yes, keyword actually.
Whoa.
Don't do my boy like that.
That seemed unnecessary.
I like taking shots at Chef Ed because he's really sensitive. And so
That's
I know
another shot. What are we doing
that's a bunch of shots. I know I didn't ask this, but I'm going to read it anyways. The most promising is Jair. I think the influence on Xavier has got his head on straight. I actually think you can say from a most surprising standpoint, Jair made a play early in that game, changing that game with the pick six. When Jair gets a pick six, he seems to do it in very timely manners, right? Going back to last season at the end of the year, going to week 3 here against the Titans, and then it was early in the game, and you know what it does for a defense when you get points and help the offense is it unleashes the defense to be what they can be at their best, and that's aggressive, right? You have a little bit more of a lead. You don't have to worry about, hey, let's just play I know they're aggressive, but I'm saying even just taking it back, throttle it back just a little bit because it's still a tight game. We can't give up a massive play. We can give up some big plays, but they're able to just be like, hey, we're going to get after the quarterback. We're going to get up in the grill of these wide receivers, and we're going to make them earn it. And I think that was huge.
Yeah.
So I like that from Chef Ed bringing up Jair.
I think what you're saying that as well, talking about Jair, this Green Bay Packer defense, I don't want to call them front runners, but we know that they like to play from ahead. And having a game like this where you get to eat the quarterback, 8 sacks, the most you had in over 15, almost 20 years, to do that, and that just says, you know what, fellas, if we get up, we can attack, we can ball out. So that actually is a big confidence builder. Shout out to Jair for getting that pick 6 early.
We have Adam in the 608 chiming in. I have to say LVN is the most surprising. Amazing what a defensive coordinator can do who utilizes talent for a young player. Biggest disappointment thus far, which is shocking to me, is Josh Jacobs. But maybe that's his fault, he says, for expecting the league rush leader. 800-990-3776. Look, I'm shocked by that one because you saw what Josh Jacobs did in week 2. And even when they haven't gotten the push for Josh Jacobs on the offensive line when he carries the ball, he grinds for every single yard. There are times when what looks like would be a poor play, a negative play for -1, -2 yards. He makes a cut, and he at least gets you positive yardage, even if it's 1 to 2 yards, in which you had A.J. Dillon in the same position last year trying to make that cut, stumbling and gaining no yards.
I mean, you talked about yards after contact, right? Before, when we signed Josh Jacobs, you were amazed. He had 1,000 yards after first contact.
No, it was 1,000 yards on first down alone when he led the league in rushing, which is insane.
Which is absolutely ridiculous in understanding defensively those teams, when they see Josh Jacobs out there against a defense that, don't get this twisted, the Titans still have a very good run defense, a very good overall defense. They saw Josh Jacobs out there, and they prepared themselves to make sure that they can lock up on and lock into Josh Jacobs, which probably opened up some opportunities for, Jaden Reed on that first play, just overall for this football team. So though Josh Jacobs may not show up his last game in the, the stats, his impact definitely helped Malik Willis and helped this football team win on Sunday.
I do have some submissions, Dave, from Aaron on the text line, a couple on YouTube, but differentiating opinions here from Eric Stokes. Couple people surprised at Eric Stokes and couple people upset with Eric Stokes. I kind of lean on just being happy that he's out there and contributing. I don't think he's been super surprising. I don't think he's been super disappointing. I'd actually put it more of a net positive that he's been on the field for 3 weeks and making some impact on the field, which shows you there may be room for growth in his short career of actually being on the field.
I think the only reason people are disappointed, Benny, is because he got bodied by an all-time great wide receiver.
And D-Hop?
Yeah.
That happens.
Other than that, he's been pretty good through 3 weeks.
I thought so, too. He hasn't been someone where you look to and you're like, oh, he's a minus. Yeah, there's going to be plays that other guys make, but at the end of the day, he's been out there 3 weeks. Him, Keyshawn Nixon, and Jair Alexander have got the majority of snaps, and I think you should be happy, even with Keyshawn Nixon, who I was down on.
Too, and I said last week too, Benny and Kyle, I said, the Titans offense doesn't scare me. They'd be really good in 2019. DeAndre Hopkins is certainly not 2019 DeAndre Hopkins, but he is still DeAndre Hopkins, right? And he's gonna muscle through some defenders. And it is what it is, but I thought other than that, Stokes has been good this year.
Steve chimes in the 414. Jacobs is more than fine. Had 4 runs called back this week on penalties and commands so much defensive attention. That is the key right there. You got to remember, the Titans coming into this game, they were known for their rush defense. And Malik Willis got a lot done with his legs and helped those numbers. Emmanuel Wilson as well had a solid game. But even just watching last night, I was listening to Dan Orlovsky call the game for the Buffalo Bills. And what made Josh Allen and this Bills offense, despite all the weapons they lost, so successful yesterday was their ability to commit to the run. And even when it wasn't going well, it just brings more guys down and opens up what? Malik Willis to actually have an even more efficient game passing the football, which in essence, if you think Josh Jacobs can continue to draw attention every single play, and that was the big thing, right? When you just mentioned, Kyle, what I was excited about from Josh Jacobs was that 1,000 yards alone on first down 2 years ago. Sometimes it's not even the production as much as it is, it's both production and what he does to defenses. If they feel like they need to stack the box or bring the safety up just a little bit lower in the box, it opens up a lot when you only have one safety back there with all the, when I say weapons, whoever it may be getting open on that specific play that Matt LaFleur schemes up.
His pure presence is a threat. That is what makes Josh Jacobs so good, is that his pure presence makes you say, okay, we got to prepare for this, and then open it up stuff down the field. So
Jason chimes in, kicker is my disappointment. I wholeheartedly am with that. Braden Narvison.
Leave Narv Dog alone.
We'll get to Narv Dog in a little bit. His surprise is the offensive line stepping up. Never really surprised at the offensive line stepping up, but I think Strofe did a good job of also mentioning Rasheed Walker, who everyone was very high on, was featured too many times in between plays with laundry on the field.
Rough day. But Strofe, you weren't here yesterday. Something good about Rasheed Walker is the fact that...
No, I'm not. No, Strofe. I said yesterday while you're off the show, Narv Dog, gone. He has to earn the Narv Dog. That was my bad. I jumped on the Narv Dog train too early instead of realizing we're dealing with a rookie kicker who missed a kick in the first 2 games and then missed one that got called back, but still I don't have confidence. And I guarantee you at the Nissan Stadium or whatever it is in Nashville probably felt a little bit of jitters every time he kicked.
Yeah, luckily I was in the concourse. I watched a man faint, unfortunately. It was very hot out.
I was hoping you were going to have a better story.
It was a missed kick, and then it got called back. I missed whatever happened there. Did he miss a kick, but it got called back?
Yes. It was a high snap, and he missed the kick, and then later on in the game, he made a 48, 49 yarder.
A man passed out right in front of me at the concession stand. He was getting water. I was getting water. And but I will say...
Did you catch him?
I did not.
You see them arms? You think he catch any other human beings?
He'd fall down too.
The cheese head he was wearing broke his fall.
Oh no, he's a Packer fan.
No. Oh yes, he's a Packers fan, so he had cushion.
Yeah, he had a cheese head on, and it broke his fall, and then he kind of came to, and it was all good. He just had to go in the first aid station. He was all right. It was just really hot out.
What'd you say?
Cheese heads. Like the helmet cover, what are those things they wear? The
Guardian caps?
The cheese heads are Guardian caps for fans as they faint.
Indeed.
800-990-3776. I think we've just about covered all the responses and the necessary conversations for the most surprising and disappointing Packers through 3 weeks. But I do want to get some help from KBN Nation. As I traveled to Charlotte, I came home to something around the house that I don't know what the hell to do. I should never have bought a house. Homeowning is really tough. Please help me next.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
That is completely unacceptable. It is unacceptable for a team to
Unacceptable.
Unacceptable. Is acceptable? Unacceptable?
Unacceptable.
Unaccessible. Wait,
what?
Wait, my mind is
unacceptable.
Unacceptable.
What did I say?
Unacceptable.
My mouth and brain
unacceptable.
Are like not
unacceptable. What did I say?
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com. The best source for every piece of NFL news you need to know.
That's the idea of a deal. Each side gets wins, right? They have Jordan Love under contract for the next 5 years.
ESPN NFL insider Adam Schefter is on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy every Wednesday morning at 7:30. sponsored by Island Resort and Casino.
I think Packers fans would sign up for 12-5 today, and maybe they will be.
Right here on 94.5 ESPN, and also streaming live on the Wisconsin On Demand app and at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
Whether you're about to graduate high school or have been in the workforce for years, it's time to take control of your future. Welcome to Lakeland University, where you call the shots. We use our flexible learning formats to customize your degree path. In-person, online, and virtual classes are all available. Lakeland University is designed around you, your goals, your schedule, your future. You can even earn up to 25% of your degree via paid work experiences. Ready to take control of your future? Let us customize an education to fit your needs. Visit lakeland.edu/ESPN to learn more.
Lock in for October. Brewers postseason tickets are on sale now. Clear your schedule, claim your spot, and be here for a Brewers postseason run you don't want to miss at brewers.com/postseason.
That to-do list you have needs one more thing. Chill. It's an easy thing to do. Just crack open an ice-cold Coors Light and chill. Take the afternoon off and binge watch anything. Go to happy hour and stay for a couple hours. Who's counting anyways? Or hang out with just your dog, because you've had enough human interaction this week. Whatever you do it with a Coors Light. Mountain cold refreshment made to chill. 2020 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
UW Credit Union presents the Student Athlete of the Week, supporting local student athletes as they grow on the field, in the classroom, and in the community. UW Credit Union is here for every you. Learn more at uwcu.org. Here's Ashton Rotman with the UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week.
This week's UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week is Milwaukee Hamilton's Terrence Simon, a two-way star on the football team. In Friday's big 34-20 win for Hamilton over Reagan, the third quarter play of the senior running back and linebacker proved to be the difference. First, it was an early 36-yard score in the third quarter by Simon, only to be followed up and overshadowed by his own 85-yard scoop and score on the defensive side. The senior will hope to lead his team once again in another huge divisional matchup this Friday night, as the 4-1 Wildcats take on 3-2 King with first place on the line. Congratulations again to this week's UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week, Milwaukee Hamilton's Terrence Simon.
Do you remember that electric moment when you suddenly realized that she was the one?
The one you were going to love forever. The one you'd been waiting your whole life to meet.
She is the one.
The one. Now it's time to find the one engagement ring that sparkles like she does.
Come to Kessler's Diamonds. We have a collection of incredibly special diamond engagement rings called the One Collection.
You need one special engagement ring for the one woman you will ever love.
Kessler's Diamonds is the one jewelry store where you can find the One Collection.
And Kessler's is the one store that offers the world-famous, no excuses, no fine print, lifetime warranty on every diamond engagement ring we sell.
We have the freedom to do this for you because Kessler's Diamonds is the one diamond store owned by its employees.
The One Collection starts at just $550. Welcome to Kessler's.
Find the Kesslers nearest you at KesslersDiamonds.com.
For general contest rules, visit ESPNWisconsinContest.com.
I feel so stuck.
The Veterans Crisis Line is here for you. Dial 988, then press 1 to call.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
'Cause I'm as free as a bird now.
Great song choice, Strofe, except they don't like how free birds are. Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, no Brad Nortman, Kyle Brust and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin. Alex Strofer on the show. UKBN Nation at 800-990-3776. So I went out of town and I came back to trying to figure out what the hell to do with something I don't know what the hell to do. And that is, there's a woodpecker. A woodpecker is attacking my home. And I sent Strofe the picture. I'm sure he'll have it up soon on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee and at ESPN Madison. But it literally, I didn't know they could just I figured they were just kind of like they make noise. No, they make noise.
Don't you know how they make
he's
noise?
Drilling. This is like I took my DeWalt drill that I own. It's in my basement, always charging, and someone just put it into my house and just went all the way across my siding.
Yeah, Ben, when you hear this outside, you think somebody knocking on doors? That's woodpeckers. I just thought on wood everywhere. That's why they're called woodpeckers.
I know.
That's what they peck on.
Yeah,
Ben.
but I didn't think they could do this much damage.
No, they do dead them nostrils, them noses
There's
that they have.
Look at the YouTube. There's a hole.
Yeah, no, they destroy homes, Ben. They destroy homes. You need to be Googling how you can get rid of them, but oh my gosh, that's terrible. You know what else you need?
Yeah, describe how terrible it is.
There's literally, you're looking at Ben's house and he literally looks like he has, it's worse than bullet holes. I'm going to be honest with you, because there's literally 10 holes that have probably 5 inches wide.
That ain't I don't know anything about guns, but that ain't no 9mm.
Yeah, that's a thick hole, and literally there's one.
It's like someone took an automatic rifle to my siding
and sprayed a knife and just chopped and scratched and clawed into your wood. And I'm telling you, Ben, this right now, I am all for.
What do I do?
Get a BB gun.
What about the North Shore Nancy's? Do it at night? Or no, they sleep at night. I looked that up yesterday. I started hearing noises, and I looked up on Google. I was like, are woodpeckers out at night?
That's called an ambush.
Yeah, Ben, you need to. I'm telling you this right now.
I used to have a BB gun.
You need to, when you hear that out there, you need to go and get some baseballs and throw it, or tennis balls. I don't want to kill the thing, and throw it at the bird. So every single time, throw it at the bird.
What if it attacks me?
Listen, you don't have to fight. You got to fight for your house. You the man of the house, Benjamin. You the man of the house. You can't.
What if the woodpecker starts pecking me?
Well, you're gonna have to fight. It's well worth it. This expensive house that you got, you're gonna let it be destroyed? You know how hard it is to fix that?
I don't know. Do I have to redo the siding?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. My dad put some weird cone thing, because we had this issue at the house that I grew up in, and there was a woodpecker just. I was saying, there he go again, Dad. There he go. And my dad put like a ball in the spot that he was woodpecking at, so that he thought that would deter it, and then all of a sudden he found another spot. And I'm pretty sure that's why I said BB gun.
That's just the front of the home. He's doing it on the other side of the home too.
He's going in at your house. No,
yeah.
you legitimately.
He's a starving woodpecker.
So what?
Never been fed in his life.
Yeah, it might be the season where they like to get a whole bunch of.
Tim says call an exterminator. It's feeding on bugs. I have an exterminator. Well documented that I'm paying a quarterly exterminating bill that I didn't know was going to be quarterly.
Yeah, you gotta get something done. You need to do this ASAP, because the bird's probably right now at your house pecking away. Literally pecking away.
Big M chimes in, killing woodpeckers is illegal. Great. So I can't shoot. You just gave me illegal advice.
Oh, would a BB gun kill it, or just kind of hurt it a little bit? I didn't say kill. I said get a BB gun. But BB guns kill birds? I hope not. If so,
Derek says bust a cap in that woodpecker.
I just want to make sure people understand. I was not saying kill the woodpecker.
Yeah, no, I think you did. You just tried to get me in trouble with the police.
I'm going to ask Google with them North Shore Nancy police. I think a BB gun wouldn't kill it, would it? It would just kind of like, got hit in the rib, took 50 shots like 50 Cent. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but
walk under them.
50 Cent was able to get up and back and walk. I don't think this woodpecker is going to be able to fly ever again.
Well, hell, it should have kept its nose out your dang house.
Dang, you right. I kind of want to do this, but if this is illegal, I'm scared.
Oh, nobody will know.
Randy in a dump truck, what do you got for me? This woodpecker is literally destroying my home.
Well, first of all, a BB gun probably will stun it and drop it, and then you can just chop its head off.
Oh,
but
what?
you could talk to Jen Latta. Jen had that problem because they talked about it on their show.
Yeah, I guess I could talk to Jen. She's probably traveling for college game day and doesn't care about my woodpecker problem.
Can I just talk about how gruesome him, man? He literally said it.
Did anyone else just think of Dumb and Dumber? No. How they hand him the headless bird?
No,
Petey.
That is so aggressive. He said you might stun him a little bit, and then when he's on the ground, chop his head. Damn! Not pick him up and take him to Humane Society. He said, no, go ahead and butcher up that neck and let him know.
And put him on the Blackstone.
No, don't put him on the Blackstone. Put him on a stick so the rest of the birds can see. This will be you too.
Stop!
Peck here, you gonna find out you're gonna be standing here on this stick with your buddy, your cousin, your kinfolk. Keep playing.
Yo, what are we doing? I'm not that guy.
Oh, you may have to be. You got to protect his house. What they say?
Can I hire you? Hire you for kill?
I've never shot a gun a day in my life, and so I don't want to be having straight BBs.
We've gone from a discussion of one illegal thing to two illegal things.
What's the other illegal thing?
What, animal abuse?
Well, hiring you to kill something is also illegal.
You asked me to please put a hit out on a damn woodpecker. He asked me to hit man.
Cash reward, woodpecker at my house, 800-990-3776.
Oh, I pray Peter's not listening. Oh, Peter will get us canceled.
No, they won't.
I don't mess with Peter.
Oh, we can eat them. We do not condone
yes.
anything. We have to say that. Anything that was said in the last 10 minutes, we do not condone.
Don't condone. I don't condone. I condone stunning them, though.
I don't have a stun gun.
I know the BB gun. He said would stun them.
Yeah.
A stun gun would cook them.
That would cook them.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna cook them and eat them. JD and Fondy, get an owl. I saw the get an owl thing. Apparently, owls scare woodpeckers.
Now you got an owl problem. I got to take care of an owl.
Tammy, please help me. Woodpecker at the house, destroying my home.
Yeah, my parents have had this issue for years. We finally came down to a thing with it. It's put an owl out there that hoots. That's like solar. My dad hangs rubber snakes out there. You can get them at Walmart. They're like $1. And also you put out a suet on a feeder close to where they're pecking, and that seems to deter them away from pecking on the house.
Well, thank you for the call, Tammy, but it sounds like I'm turning my house into a zoo.
It is a zoo. Hey, it's well
Owls and snakes?
I don't know what a suet is. What is a suet? That's not, they don't go woo-woo. They go hoo-hoo.
Do you know what happened if I had an owl that wooed? My dogs would go nuts.
Wait, do they who? They don't woo.
I don't know what owls do. Jim in the car, help me with this woodpecker.
What you can do, and it's cheap, and it's non-lethal, is get some old CDs from a computer discs, and then hang them around the area where it's pecking, because it'll see its reflection, and that will scare it away. So you can hang those up around if you have a deck or somewhere else to do that. That'll work.
Thank you, Jim. I'm glad we went from killing the bird and stunning the bird.
We weren't killing the dang bird. Don't say that.
You said that.
I did not ever say kill that bird.
800-990-3776. If you keep sending these texts, I will definitely read them in the break because it seems like people have definitely gone through this and have plenty of suggestions. I'm a big, dumb, idiot homeowner, so I'll take any advice as to what we do with this woodpecker.
I don't want to.
I will have updates.
No, I'm telling you this.
I mean that picture, Kyle. I mean my home.
Dude, you know how mad I'd be if my home looked like?
I came home to that.
I would be throwing rocks at that as soon as I heard pecking. Literally, I could be watching TV or having a conversation. As soon as I heard, I'm running outside with rocks. Where's he at? I'm throwing rocks.
You don't want to scare him away.
I'm running outside throwing rocks. As he tried to fly away, I'm throwing them.
All right. 20 oh gosh, every time you put up that picture on YouTube, Strofe, look at that.
Man, I didn't know they did it up top too.
You didn't see up top?
Oh my god.
You only saw the bullet holes?
Yeah, the pecker holes. That's what that is. My goodness. That bird did damage. That bird got to go.
All right, Benny. Well,
dead or alive.
Speaking of you getting birds, I'm getting you. When I arrived in Milwaukee on April 24th, your record
was really good.
Was 19-11-2. Here we are a few months later. You are one game above 500.
What am I? 23, 22 and
3.
Yeah, 23, 22 and 3. And are you smarter than Ben Brust?
A loss today will be the first time since Kyle Brust and Nortman began that you will be 500.
Well, let's not let that happen. 800-990-3776. Caller number 10 for Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust? You have a chance to beat me and win a gift card, but you also have the pride of getting me back to 500. 800-990-3776. You will absolutely have a chance to beat me because I am setting my expectations low, so anything above my expectations is a win. 15 questions in 90 seconds. You're allowed to say skip or pass. 800-990-ESPN. Caller 10 for Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust in 2 minutes. Don't go anywhere.
Hey, it's ESPN Wisconsin's Kyle Walsh for Universal Windows Direct. Right now, for every 2 windows you buy, get 2 free. Buy 2, get 2. Buy 4, get 4. Call 414-410-2000 to schedule your free in-home estimate today. And remember, football season is here and cooler temps are on the way, so do not wait. For every 2 windows you buy, you get the next 2 free plus 0% financing for 60 months. That is 5 years. Restrictions apply. For the last windows you'll ever need, go to UWD.com and like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
Let's get the latest from Lambeau. This is your Green and Gold Fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Tri-City National Bank, your hometown bank. Tri-City National Bank offers a full suite of personal and business banking products at 28 convenient locations. Open your account today at the community bank that was voted Milwaukee's best bank. Learn more at tcnb.com.
Malik Willis is 2-0 as the Packers starting quarterback in place of the injured Jordan Love. He's throwing for 324 yards and 2 touchdowns and ran for 114 on the ground with a touchdown in 2 games and has played very efficient football, according to head coach Matt LaFleur.
I just cannot articulate the job that he's done in the short period of time. People can't fathom it. I promise you. You guys don't get it. I know you think you got it, but you don't get it. What he's been able to do, I've never seen something like that.
The Packers welcome the undefeated Minnesota Vikings to Lambeau Field on Sunday. Kickoff is set for noon.
This has been your Green and Gold Fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Tri-City National Bank. Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust on 94.5 ESPN is presented by Lakeland University. Don't put your life on hold to earn your degree. Build a schedule that meets your needs. Lakeland.edu. Stay up to date on the Green and Gold all season. The Green and Gold Fix podcast is brought to you by Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Luxury stay, elite play, unwind in sophisticated comfort. Win big, dine, and experience the events in Milwaukee.
Hey, this is Jen Latta. You're listening to 94.5 ESPN, WKTI, and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station. Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. This is Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN on 94.5 ESPN. The Wisconsin On Demand app and streaming live at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
Hour 2 of Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. No Nortman today as he's vacationing. You know where Ben is. He's out in the hallway or out somewhere, and I don't know where he's located at. Stroke holding it down behind, but he has given me these great questions today for Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust, presented by Lakeland University. And I was excited to hear who's going to be joining me today because this is a friend of KBN. Ron in the Key is going to be joining us here to play Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust? Now, Ron, this is about more than just the fact of you trying to win a great gift card for one of our great partners here at ESPN Wisconsin. This is about pride because you actually know Ben Brust.
I mean, yeah, kind of. I told Stroh, I've lost to Ben at this before.
Oh, gosh.
It's a horrible feeling to lose to Ben at anything revolving around intelligence.
Well,
so,
yeah.
Let's get through all 15.
You will lose all credibility today if you end up losing to Ben Brust today. I just want you to know that.
I'm going to claim identity theft if I do.
Does he have a lot of credibility to begin with?
Yeah, a little bit. The little that's left will be gone.
Yeah, sure.
All right, Ron, you know how it goes. It's 15 questions in 90 seconds. Strofe, hit the music.
Are you smarter than Ben Brust?
That's the wrong button. Sorry, Kyle.
That's fine.
Try that again.
For those of you who say Ben Brust is an idiot, here's your chance to be proven right. It's time to play Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust?
All right, Ron and the Key, you know how it goes. It's 15 questions in 90 seconds. You can say skip or pass, and we will come back to the question that we skipped. Are you good to go?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, here we go. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Which element has the atomic number 1?
Pass.
What is the capital city of Germany?
Pass.
Which U.S. state was the first to ratify the Constitution?
Virginia.
What is the only letter that doesn't appear in any U.S. state name?
Pass.
What is the only U.S. state that has one syllable name?
Pass.
Who is the Greek god of the sea?
Maine. Sorry, now go back.
Okay,
Now,
who was the Greek god of the sea?
Poseidon.
In which ocean is the Bermuda Triangle located?
Atlantic.
Who wrote the Odyssey?
Homer.
What is the currency used in Japan?
Yen.
What is the name of the scale used to measure the spiciness of heat or chili peppers?
Oh, God, he's going to get this pass.
What geometric shape is a stop sign?
Hexagon?
What was the first artificial satellite to orbit the Earth?
Sputnik.
There we are. And for that last one, I did say what as the buzzer was going, so that's fine.
Yeah, you read through the buzzer.
Okay, read through the buzzer. That's good to know. I read through the buzzer then.
Not bad. 6th spot for Ron in the key. Almost as many passes as he used.
Yeah, it was pass. I was like, no, the answer ain't pass. All right, Ron in the key.
Pass is a one-syllable word, though.
Well, yeah, it was. I was very concerned for them at first.
How do you feel like you did there?
I was doing fine until I feel like
question 4 or 5.
Yeah, one syllable. Yeah.
Okay. Well, Ben's back,
and then 10 got me a little bit.
Hey, Benny.
Did Kyle struggle to read?
It wasn't his best outing.
Yeah, it was some things in here that.
Are you aware who you're playing?
Is it Chef Ed?
It is not Chef Ed.
Damn. It was going to be a dub.
Another longtime friend of yours, though.
Ron in the key?
Ron in the key. You can't lose to Ron.
I think I actually have a winning record against Ron.
You are 2-1 against Ron in the history of Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust, dating back all the way to
We can go to
Scalzo
500, and I can go to 500.
You're already at 500. You need a loss to go to 500.
No, I'm 23, 22, and 3.
Yeah, so you are already over 500.
That's what I'm saying. He can win and get me to 500 and get himself to 500.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Look at that. All right, Ben, you know how this goes. Are you smarter than Ben Brust? You are Ben Brust. We can't tell you.
Where's Brad?
What are you doing, dude?
Well, I'm just
first time.
Time out.
I'm letting them know.
Just me and you for a
No,
minute.
I felt good about what I just said.
Hey, just calm down. Deep breath.
I've never heard anyone.
Ben, shut up.
When
Kyle?
Alex Drove says, calm down, whoa.
Ben,
I know,
Ben,
right?
Shut up. Kyle, me and you for a second. Deep breath.
No. I'm not deep breathing anything.
I got that.
I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go with these stupidly written questions. You ready?
Let's go.
15 questions, 90 seconds. You can say skip or pass. Are you ready to go, Ben Brust?
Yes.
On Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust?
Yes.
All right, here we go.
You are Ben Brust.
In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Which element has the atomic number 1?
Hydrogen?
What is the capital city of Germany?
Munich?
Which U.S. state was the first to ratify the Constitution?
Delaware?
What is the only letter that doesn't appear in any U.S. state name?
Q?
What is the only U.S. state that has a one-syllable name?
Maine.
Who is the Greek god of the sea?
Aquarius.
In which ocean is the Bermuda Triangle located?
That is the Atlantic.
Who wrote the Odyssey?
Iliad.
What is the currency used in Japan?
Oh my gosh, I know this. Pass.
What is the name of the scale used to measure the spiciness or heat of chili peppers?
Richter.
What geometric shape is a stop sign?
That is a octagon.
What was the first artificial satellite to orbit the Earth?
Pass.
Which country has the most time zones in the world?
Asia.
Ooh, that's interesting.
That's not a country.
Which country? China. Thank you.
All right. What is the largest island in the Mediterranean Sea?
Largest island in the Mediterranean. Italy?
In what year was the first iPhone released?
2002.
All that for a tie?
Wait, he didn't tie? I thought he won.
Both got a 6.
Really? Okay. I didn't do the math.
22, 21, and 4.
23, 22, and 4.
No, 22, 21, and 4.
Oh, whatever.
I still one game of above 500.
22, 21, and 4.
Really close.
I kind of like that. I don't care that it's a tie and he gets the prize. It's the fact that I still live to fight above.
You live to fight another day.
You were cooking.
You were early. He passed on like the first 8 questions. Now, we'll go through all the answers, but I just want to highlight, you got through all 15. Number 14, what is the largest island in the Mediterranean Sea? You said Italy. It's Sicily.
Dang!
I thought you had it.
Dang! Come on, Kyle. Don't just look at me blank stared. Let's read the
I'm
answers.
just thinking Sicily's in Italy, though.
Just read the answers.
Okay, I'm trying to help you out. Here we go.
There's no helping me. It's over.
Okay. Which element has the atomic number 1? Hydrogen. You got that right. Good job, Ben. What is the capital city of Germany? Berlin.
Dang.
Which U.S. state was the first to ratify the Constitution? Delaware. Very impressive. You were on a run here. And then the next one you got as well. What is the only letter that doesn't appear in any U.S. state name? Q. How did you know that one?
Just knowledge.
Process of elimination.
Yeah.
That's quick. It's 50 states. That's a quick process.
Think about the.
I wasn't going to say A or E or.
It's not X. It's in Texas.
I mean, there's a lot.
Z was the one, Missouri.
There's not a Z in Missouri. I don't. Don't you travel there frequently?
You're going there this weekend.
Yeah.
He's not gone again Friday, are you?
No, I'm here.
Okay. Woo, thank goodness.
But Mizzou. They spell Mizzou with a Z.
Oh, okay. All right.
I'll get a pass on that.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. That was lovely.
I guess. What is the only U.S. state that has a one-syllable name? Maine. You got that one as well. Now, this is one I'm disappointed because you got it. You had this like last week or 2 weeks ago. Who is the Greek god of the sea?
Poseidon.
There you go. Good job, Ben. Sound it out.
Aquarius.
He says Po, and it's Poseidon.
Okay, I'm sorry. Poseidon.
Poseidon.
Don't you talk about my ebonics. When which ocean is the Bermuda Triangle located? Atlantic Ocean. Good on that one. Who wrote the Odyssey? Homer. You didn't know that one, but
not Steve.
Iliad and the Odyssey or whatever?
I don't know what
Correct.
that is.
Yeah, you got that part right.
What is the currency used in Japan? This is going to kill you. Not yen, but...
It's not yen, is it?
Yeah, it's yen.
Why didn't I guess that?
Total. I knew it was going to kill him. There it is. You could have had the victory. What is the name of the scale used to measure the spiciness or heat of chili peppers?
You really struggled reading that question all 3 times.
I did. What is the name of the scale used to? I don't know. I guess when I'm reading it, I'm like, well, I never even heard of this before. Is it the Scoville scale?
I can't. Missouri.
Scoville scale?
Just go to the next one, man. You're embarrassing.
I don't know what this is. What geometric shape is a stop sign? Octagon, you got that right. What was the first artificial...
I got 7.
What?
I got 7 checks. Recount your math.
I thought you won, personally.
Hydrogen, Delaware. Q, Maine. Atlantic Ocean, Octagon.
7.
That's 6.
Hydrogen.
1. Delaware, 2. Q, 3. Maine, 4. Atlantic Ocean, 5. Octagon, 6.
Oh.
I have 7 checks here.
You didn't get Homer. You didn't get yen. You didn't get Poseidon.
All right, well, if I want to grade, you did hydrogen +1, Berlin -1, well, not -1, but Delaware +2, Q +3, Maine +4, Atlantic Ocean +5.
You didn't get Homer. You didn't get yen.
And
you didn't get
Octagon
Scoville.
+6.
Octagon +6.
All right. Keep going.
What was the first artificial satellite to orbit the Earth? Sputnik 1? You ever heard
Hell
of Sputnik?
no.
Oh, come on now.
Oh, you're a big How I Met Your Mother fan. I figured you know that.
Yeah, I don't.
Well, Ted dressed up as Sputnik for Halloween.
Ah, very good.
Yeah, you don't remember Sputnik.
Got it.
Well,
Makes sense
paid
now.
attention. Which country has the most time zones in the world?
It's not Asia. Asia's not a country.
France has the most time zones?
I didn't know that. How?
That's fascinating. How is it not Russia?
I also didn't know that.
Very interesting. What is the largest island in the Mediterranean Sea?
Sicily.
Why do you keep saying it like that?
Mediterranean, because that's how I say Mediterranean. How are you supposed to say it?
Mediterranean.
Mediterranean. I
There's
say
T's in
Mediterranean.
there.
I say Mediterranean.
Yeah, you're skipping the double T.
I skip a whole bunch of stuff.
He changes the T's to D's.
Mediterranean. That's how I say it. The Mediterranean Sea. It's Sicily. When you said Italy, I was like, huh, interesting. And then what was the first? In what year was the first iPhone released?
You know what?
I don't like the way he wrote the damn question.
You know what? Here's the issue. When Ron and the key called it, he goes, Strofe, who's reading the questions? You or Kyle? I said, Kyle. He said, I don't know about that.
Well, what I do know about is Screamin' Sicilian is so screaming good. It is craft pizza, tasty, delicious, with a million toppings. I love every time I open up a Screamin' Sicilian, whether it be the thin crust, tavern style, you got the thin and crispy, 2.5 feet of stuffed crust cheese, and the OG Screamins. I know I'm going to get the best ingredients with great cheese, great sauce, and great toppings. They have the OG Screamins of Besky's Revenge, the Holy Pepperoni, the Boss Hog, the Supremus Maximus, the Ultimate Deluxe, and don't forget, people, the Mambo Italiano.
Mambo!
Taste what all the screaming is all about. And we had a Screamin' Sicilian drop-off today and a Palermo's drop-off, and I was told that I could take home some pizzas, but Kyle and Strofe, of my 3, I will grant you 1 each.
Hey, I know what dinner is for night.
Me too. Nice.
Yeah. Thank you, Ben. Thank you, Ben.
Stinky Ben. Thank you, Ben.
Stinky Ben. More Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on the other side. Hopefully it doesn't involve Kyle reading.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
Can you try it again?
Worcestershire? It's getting Worcestershire every time I say it.
Shire.
Worcestershire. You try and say
Why
it.
would they name something so complicated?
Exactly. You try and say it. It's WORCESTER Shire. Worcestershire.
All right, as we're looking that up, 2 more questions.
Worcestershire.
Yeah, no.
Worcestershire.
Worcestershire.
It feels like it should end at Worcestershire.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Wet roads are making for an interesting ride this afternoon. We already have some big delays out there. Southbound 43 is backing up from before Hampton all the way down into the Marquette interchange. Also, southbound 41, very slow from before Appleton Avenue to Capitol Drive. Westbound on 94, backups from 16th Street all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. Eastbound has some backups basically from 84th Street to about Hawley Road, and then again coming out of the Stadium interchange to about 27th Street. And then we have 894 eastbound right about at 60th Street. The right lane is blocked. They're doing a little bit of road work there, so it is going to be backed up into the Hale interchange. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight, decreasing clouds, a low of 55. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, high of 74. Weather is brought to you by National Liquor Mart at 16th and National in Milwaukee. Packed with the best beer, liquor, seltzer, and spirit deals in town. Open 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., where your satisfaction is their plan of action. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
What happens when you mix a 3-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year with a Packers Hall of Famer?
I'm not going to get into the Kringle turnover game, so that's what it needs to be. I think his legs. Yeah.
Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Like the pastry. Are you guys being serious? You guys can't put tunes
I got it. I did not get it.
They don't call themselves Racine Danish turnover. Sorry. Sometimes I wonder about you too, man.
Catch him from 9 to noon right here on 94.5 ESPN, the Wisconsin On Demand app, and at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
Be greeted by an owner at America's largest employee-owned jewelry store.
Welcome to Kessler's.
Concerned about fraud? Tri-City's got your back. Use debit card alerts. Help stop a card hack. You'll get notified when your card's being used so you can prevent your account from abuse. Tri-City National Bank, member FDIC.
We've said it before, we'll say it again. Fleet Farm has everything you need for everyday life at the best prices guaranteed. Like 5 quarts of Resolute conventional motor oil on sale for only $14.99. Or 5 gallons of Cam 2 hydraulic AG fluid, now just $32.99. And if you happen to find a lower price elsewhere, we'll match it. Any day, every day. Fleet Farm's got everything you need for everyday life at the best prices guaranteed.
Whether you're about to graduate high school or have been in the workforce for years, it's time to take control of your future. Welcome to Lakeland University, where you call the shots. We use our flexible learning formats to customize your degree path. In-person, online, and virtual classes are all available. Lakeland University is designed around you, your goals, your schedule, your future. You can even earn up to 25% of your degree via paid work experiences. Ready to take control of your future? Let us customize an education to fit your needs. Visit lakeland.edu/ESPN to learn more.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here, reminding you that a lot of life's firsts are better with help from American Family Insurance. Like your first home expansion or your first big lightning strike. There's a first for everything. Get the right home policy at the right price with the right help from American Family's agents. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
For your next night out, make Aria, the acclaimed restaurant inside St. Kate the Arts Hotel, your dinner destination. Aria, nestled on the second floor of St. Kate, is an artful dining experience that captivates with its culinary creativity. Delighting in its offering of artisanal American cuisine, the restaurant transcends tradition and leans into the realm of playful and inventive flavors. Come and experience the magic of Aria, where every bite is a work of culinary artistry. Learn more and make reservations at aria@stkate.com.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
800-990-3776. Kind of a disastrous Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust? Ends in a tie. Kyle couldn't read. Strofe and Kyle were getting after each other. JD and Fondy, the official Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust grader. Strofe, A. A million times over. Kyle, B. Read more.
I think a B was generous. I really think an A was generous for Strofe as well. I didn't like the questions. I didn't like the way he wrote the questions. I blame you, Strofe. You need to understand your reader. You need to write at the level of my reading ability.
Okay, I'll stick to how do you spell the color blue next time you read.
Nah.
I got a text from my better half on that segment. She says, quote, Kyle should not be allowed to read the questions anymore. You're better, end quote. And then a following text message. Why is Kyle all of a sudden reading faster now for Ben? He's trying to rig it. SMH, which stands for shaking my head.
Wait a minute now, baby girl. Don't be coming at me like that.
He just called your girl baby girl.
I call a lot of girls baby girls.
Whoa. Why do you do that?
Oh, just is what I say.
You have a baby girl.
No, I have my baby girl.
I bet she loves that.
She's my baby girl. But anyways, she need to check her damn self. How about that?
You need to check your damn self.
What's going? Listen,
don't make me bring my ass in there.
I'll pull up to where y'all live at and say, y'all got issues? Come on now. I'll take that whole Strofe household. Because me and mines will beat y'all ass. How about that? We're going to sue your ass.
Oh, man. Kyle.
Me and mines will beat y'all ass.
Oh, man. Kyle, you need to go practice reading at local elementary schools. It's on the text line.
Hey, we're kind of like D-list, C-list local celebrities. At least you guys are.
I'm
sure if you reached out to a local elementary school, Kyle, they would let you read Brown Bear once you see to the local second graders.
Hey, I've been doing more reading than I ever have in my life, and that's to my child.
Let Kyle babysit.
What is the only letter that doesn't appear in any U.S. state name?
Do the Mediterranean one.
Well, okay. What is the largest island in the Mediterranean Sea?
Oh, good Lord.
How do you say it?
Mediterranean.
Mediterranean.
Sound it out, Kyle.
Mediterranean.
No, slower.
Mediterranean.
Very good.
You know, it's one of those words that you hear and that you don't read it when you see you. It's like a sight word. Mediterranean. The Mediterranean.
No, I don't know what you're talking
nobody
about.
Nobody calls it the Mediterranean
I guess
Sea.
a dang lie. I guarantee you we do. I guarantee you. There's a lot of people that call it the Mediterranean Sea.
Our phone lines have been blowing up. Let's try it. 800-990-3776. If you say Mediterranean, give us a call.
What is the name of the scale used to measure the spiciness or heat of chili peppers? There it is.
Oh, wow. Noe's calling to support you.
Come on, y'all. Call in. 800-990-3776, the Mediterranean Sea.
Ainsley chimes in, good thing football didn't require reading for poor Kyle. Man, I never thought I'd see the day that I was off the hook on my reading.
I had a bad day reading. I've done this before. I think Chris writes better questions, but you know what? Hey, I take that. I should have pre-read the questions. I eat this one. I should have studied the questions and not just went at it raw.
Wait, hold on a minute. Did you just take an at-large shot at me?
Yes.
No, I didn't. I just said Chris writes better questions.
The record would indicate otherwise.
No, I mean, there were more, I should say, readable questions.
Uh-oh. Line 1, is someone coming to support Kyle on Mediterranean?
Come on now, the Mediterranean Sea.
The Mediterranean Sea. Goodness gracious.
That's what I just say. I've never read it before.
John checks in here and says, Ben struggles with children's books, doesn't he? I'm not going to lie, John. There's been times before putting my daughter to bed, who's 8 months, who can't comprehend anything I'm saying, but I'm trying to figure out if these books are meant to be read rhyming or not rhyming. I try and I feel like I need to rhyme every children's book. I'm like, oh, this is going to connect. This is going to connect.
Is your child more entertained with the inflection in your voice? Like, the children hear
She has no idea. I'm literally practicing for myself. John in Milwaukee, welcome into Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. Do you know how to say the Mediterranean Sea?
I would say Mediterranean would be unaccessible.
Completely unacceptable. It is unacceptable for a team.
Oh, that is good.
Unacceptable. Is acceptable?
Word.
Unacceptable?
Unacceptable.
Unaccessible.
Right, can't say it.
Wait, my mind is...
The fact that I'm the one today with the... And also, by the way, how do we skip over the first text from Strofe's girlfriend? You're better.
Because I am.
Yeah, I heard that too. That's what teed me off.
That's what triggered you?
That's what triggered me. He's better than me, my ass.
I'm
reading?
You said what?
I said at reading? It's not a very high bar.
It's disrespectful. I don't want to be told anybody's better than me at anything in my life.
Well, Potawatomi's really good at making lines. They're better than you at that, so I hope you're okay with that. They have the Green Bay Packers at about -2.5 right now. There's a little bit of indecision on probably where they think the bookmakers will end up finishing this line as we get closer to the weekend injury report come Thursday, come Friday, having an idea of what Jordan Love's status is in practice. But whatever it is, you have a perfect place to watch all of these games. All of these games on the 2,000 square foot video wall. 2 Monday Night Football games. I didn't have a chance to set up the 2 TVs last night, so I had to go back and forth. You have to do that at Potawatomi. You could watch everything and baseball in the background. It is absolutely amazing. Check out, oh my gosh, the amount of people that are talking about Kyle being really bad at reading is fantastic. Check out the restaurant dubbed The Kitchen. It's absolutely amazing. Check out the sports book. Check out the food. You will love it. 800-990-3776. Man, I got to read through the woodpecker text. I got to read through the most disappointing and surprising Green Bay Packers through 3 weeks, and then I got to read through all these mean comments about Kyle reading on the text line. Plus, we're going to get to some horrible power rankings from ESPN.
I'm about to go look up Hooked on Phonics.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
But what I've heard is very nutritious.
I was actually about to ask. This is the last conversation on it. Did you taste it? Come on, did you taste it?
You got to. You got to make sure that it's good and good for your baby.
Yeah.
I know Jonathan Brust has. I have not yet.
Okay.
I definitely am.
You might as well take a little shot.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Southbound on 43, backing up from Silver Spring all the way down through the Marquette and over the high-rise bridge. A bit of a slow ride there. Southbound 41 as well from just before Silver Spring down past Capitol Drive. Westbound 94, you're seeing delays from 25th Street to Mitchell Boulevard. Eastbound slow from 84th Street all the way to about 35th. And then we've also got some delays starting around Oklahoma Avenue, southbound 894 all the way down and around the Hale, all the way to 60th Street where there is some road work going on. They're doing some repairs there and the right lane is blocked. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Tonight, decreasing clouds, a low of 55. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, a high of 74. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Loziga on 94.5 ESPN.
We've said it before, we'll say it again. Fleet Farm has everything you need for everyday life at the best prices guaranteed. Like 5 quarts of Resolute conventional motor oil on sale for only $14.99. Or 5 gallons of Cam 2 hydraulic AG fluid, now just $32.99. And if you happen to find a lower price elsewhere, we'll match it. Any day, every day. Fleet Farm's got everything you need for everyday life at the best prices guaranteed.
Sunday, Sunday, Sunday. It's racing season at the legendary Great Lakes Dragaway, and our schedule of events is ready. We've still got our yearly holiday weekend races like Labor Day weekend, plus Nitrous Streetcar Brawl, Import Wars, and Night of Fire. You can also book corporate and private events. Take advantage of our season-long passes and even schedule a time to take your car down the legendary quarter mile. Go to GreatLakesDragaway.com for pricing and info. Great Lakes Dragaway, just a burnout west of I-94 on County KR. Be there.
Looking for that ultimate game day hangout during football season? Welcome to Magoo's on the Mound. Now open at 11 a.m. Tuesday through Sunday. With 13 TVs, you won't miss a moment of the action. Enjoy our free 100-square pool with amazing prizes and a complimentary halftime buffet. Plus, we've got great drink specials to keep you cheering. And don't forget, we offer shuttles to and from all Milwaukee baseball games. Magoo's on the Mound, where green and gold fans gather and where every game day is a win.
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Alex Strofe.
This Badger Minute brought to you by UW Credit Union. For every stage of life, UW Credit Union is here for every you. Proudly serving Wisconsin for over 90 years. Hop in or hop online at uwcu.org to join.
With your Badger Minute, I'm Riley Yauk. Hall of Famer and former Badgers offensive lineman Joe Thomas appeared on the Jump Around Thursday afternoon and said that as an offensive lineman, he still wouldn't hesitate to come to Wisconsin.
I wouldn't hesitate one bit to come play at Wisconsin in the air raid as an offensive lineman because they're still teaching pro-style techniques. The air raid doesn't bother me the way that Wisconsin's running it, and it's still an offense that has enough variety in their run game that you're going to be a developed and a polished offensive lineman when you leave in 4 years.
Get as low as $18 per window and $81 per patio door per month at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Offer on September 30th, so visit PellaWI.com today.
Stay up to date on the green and gold all season. The Green and Gold Fix podcast is brought to you by Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Luxury stay, elite play, unwind in sophisticated comfort. Win big, dine, and experience the events in Milwaukee.
When you're high, you feel different. Pretty obvious, right? You think different, talk different, but if you feel different, you drive different. So if you're high, just don't drive. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Let me go on, like I blister in the sun. Let me go on. Big hands, I know you're the one.
Oh, you know I love, as we head into this like crisp weather, it reminds me of getting a good buff out at the gym. And I continue to be in need, and I know I have a place to do so at the Princeton Club, whether it's one of the 8 Madison locations, voted best of Madison again. Here in the Milwaukee area, New Berlin Center is absolutely amazing. And somebody who lives in New Berlin, you know, Maddie, did you move to New Berlin because it was close to the Princeton Club? Because I wouldn't blame you.
100%. Exactly, yes.
P Club extraordinaire, social media extravaganza, Maddie.
Oh, thank you.
What's next on the docket? What else can you share that I haven't shared about the Princeton Club?
I just booked a massage for the first time.
Oh, wow.
And it was like $45. It was cheap.
Yeah,
well,
I mean,
good price, I guess, or say, but yeah.
I mean, again, they probably are able to give you a quality price because with your membership, they provide everything you need. Free childcare at the membership, the cleanest health clubs that you will find. Have you been to a cleaner health club?
No.
Everyone's always
Never.
walking around like, obviously you should clean up after yourself. But if you don't, they still take care of it. They're amazing. Check out the Princeton Club for your better tomorrow. It is disgusting to see what I saw on ESPN.com. It's Kyle, Brust, and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin. Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, and no Brad Nortman as he is still out in Jacksonville enjoying some sun, and Alex Strofe is running the show. Look, Kyle has made it very clear he believes that the Green Bay Packers are the best team in the NFC. Now, you can debate that. You can either agree or disagree. I think for me, it's the Lions until they kind of prove that they're not and go below 500, lose to a really bad opponent. I'd say the Bucs were a playoff team last year, and it happens. But for the Packers, they have a huge test, in my opinion, against the Vikings. I wish you didn't know. But what was your reaction when you saw that ESPN.com had the Green Bay Packers power ranked 11th?
I thought it was ridiculous. And I said, I'll keep what I said to myself, but it's ridiculous. I was highly upset. I know Tausch was upset when he saw the power rankings last week, and I'm also upset when I see the power rankings this week. There's no reason why you watch this football team win the way they did, and you think they're not a top 10 football team. It's one thing to say, okay, maybe they're not top 5. We'll see where they are when Jordan Love comes back. But to sit here and say they're not a top 10 football team in the NFL, there are not 10 teams in the NFL that can beat the Green Bay Packers over and over and over, period.
So what I'd ask you, because I do have a take on them being 11th, but tell me when to stop on why they shouldn't be above the Packers. The New Orleans Saints.
Come on now. The Saints ain't gonna be marching in the playoffs late.
It's not about late. It's about now.
It's about even now. They look good through the first 3 games, but then when they play Niners, I'll take the Niners because they weren't healthy. Fine.
Texans 2-1.
Nope. Texans got exposed. And you talk about strength of schedule and record. I know that they played against the Colts and they went toe to toe with the Colts. And it was a
Steelers.
No, I'm not a believer in Justin Fields.
Eagles.
They beat the Packers. Sure, you can put them there in the top 10 with the Packers.
Lions.
Yeah, top 10 with the Packers for sure.
Seahawks 3-0.
Nope, I don't believe it yet.
Vikings 3-0.
Nope, don't believe it yet.
Bills 3-0.
Oh yeah, the Bills are.
And Chiefs 3-0.
Oh, no, Chiefs are for real.
All right, so at 11, here's why I think this is a perfect opportunity for the Green Bay Packers. Because you have a 3-0 Vikings team that everyone was overlooking, third in the power rankings, right? Power rankings don't mean anything. I just want, I think you should outlaw getting mad at power rankings because it's one person and it's just their thoughts, right? Your thoughts are different. This person, they may do it for a living, and they got you. They got you right where they wanted.
Terrible thoughts.
They got you right where Kyle's thinking about their power rankings. We're talking about it here on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. The Packers should be happy they're at 11. You know why? Because that means people don't think they're as good as they are. When truly, if you feel good about your Green Bay Packers, you shouldn't care because you should know whatever's going to happen to the teams that you believe shouldn't be in there and the Packers who are 11, the cream will rise to the top.
Yeah, the cream will rise to the top, but they've already risen to the top, Ben.
They haven't.
They have.
They beat the Titans and the Colts and lost to a team in the top 10.
Without their starting
quarterback. It was impressive, but you need a better victory. And this is a perfect opportunity to be, look, I'll say this. I'm not huge into bulletin board material, but there were times when I was playing basketball at the University of Wisconsin, and we knew how big the game was, and Coach Ryan would subtly talk about things that he had seen or heard, even though he claimed he never read the press clippings. Hogwash. He knew everything. He knew every article. He knew everything that was going on. He knew everything that was being talked about his team. So when it was the right moment to utilize, not like, hey, put it up on the board and say, this is where you were power ranked, right? You can utilize this as motivation. Hey, look, this is a 3-0 football team. Everyone thinks they're better than you. That's all you have to say. Everyone thinks they're better than you.
Sure, you can use that. I just don't understand the logic how this football team is in a top 10 football team.
Who cares?
What I'm saying is I understand the logic.
If you believe it, then don't get upset about it.
I know.
Right? You did your own power rankings.
Sure, I did my own power rankings, and the Green Bay Packers came out number 1. I can't fathom that a defense that has looked as good as it has, that leads the NFL in takeaways, right? Number 1 in takeaways, number 1 in interceptions as well, has 11 sacks this year. How is it possible that a team that looks so good defensively in those 2 games, granted the competition,
Will Levis and Anthony Richardson,
the competition wasn't superb, it wasn't through the roof, but the team dominated, right? They looked dominant against that. They did exactly what good defenses should do against bad quarterbacks and bad football teams, but for some reason, the Green Bay Packers aren't getting the credit. And then on top of that, Malik Willis was there, and they scored some of the highest points until last night. I mean, they scored a lot of points. They scored 30-plus points on Sunday.
Do power rankings trigger you, Strofe? They don't bother me at all.
Mostly no. But
do you feel like this is egregious?
Yeah, this is bad. This is bad. Given what Matt LaFleur has proven, he's the coach of the year front runner. The coach of the year front runner is not leading the 11th best team in football with a backup quarterback who's won 2 games. That's crazy.
Facts.
But also, you have to weigh into account the opponent.
Did you say the Niners are ahead of them?
They are, yes.
The Niners are 1-2.
I agree.
Exactly. So that's the confusing part. Are we looking at the overall roster as a team, or are we just basing it off what your record is this year? We're gonna ignore the fact that you could actually be a really good football team when the season turns around. You still have talent. There's other circumstances that could be impacting the way that you're playing right now. Are we ignoring all those things?
Well, Adam chimes in. He says, we beat an 0-3 team that leads the league in turnovers, Kyle.
Yeah, we beat a Titans football team. We also beat a Colts football team.
Yes, you did.
We also beat them with somebody they gave up on.
No, look, the story is really good. I'm not discounting what the Packers have done.
Have they played two trash teams the last 2
And
weeks?
I'm not saying they shouldn't be in the top 10. I'm just saying it's not that big of a deal through week 3 to be like, oh, they're 11th. Who cares?
Do we not factor in the fact that Jordan Love has not played and you have a backup
if you want to play
quarterback
that
in
game,
Malik Willis who nobody believed in?
You could also factor in then that if you just want to play this game for argument's sake,
go right ahead.
When Jordan Love was the quarterback, they did not win. He had a 55% completion percentage, threw some interceptions.
They lost against another good football team. Their defense didn't play as well in that game. The offense looked fine in that game. Jordan Love was a little bit rusty, but at the end of the day, Jordan Love showed
and now he's coming off of injury.
And Jordan Love still showed us how good he is. When Jordan Love
there's a little mystery here of what they're going to look like in week 4. There's a mystery here of a good team in the Green Bay Packers going against a 3-0 team in the Minnesota Vikings with all of the variables that have played out through 3 weeks.
Sure, if they want to say this is a snapshot of what they feel like the power rankings are based off the first 3 weeks, then sure. But what my power ranking is based off the 3 weeks and based off what the expectations are and talent on these football teams. And what I know for a fact is that the Green Bay Packers, they showed who they were at the end of last season, and it looks like they continued that momentum into this season. Now, for the Minnesota Vikings, we talked about the weapons that they have. Even last season, before Kirk Cousins got hurt and Justin Jefferson dealt with some injuries, they were doing okay. But I just don't believe in Sam Darnold yet for me to be able to say, oh, yeah, Sam Darnold's going to lead this team to winning the NFC North and to the Super Bowl. You don't believe
Kyle,
that, and nobody.
My favorite part about you is I know you. You don't have NFL Sunday ticket, correct?
I can't afford it.
How many Vikings games have you actually watched?
I've watched the highlights of the Vikings.
So I don't believe in Sam Darnold, but I haven't actually watched him play football.
I've seen Sam Darnold.
I've watched the highlights.
He's dropped some dimes. I get it. He's dropped some dimes. Now, Sam Darnold, again, if we get to week 8 and Sam Darnold's still playing at this level, then finally he's living up to the potential that everybody thought he was going to have when he got drafted to the Jets out of USC. But until I see that, I'm not falling for the okey doke on Sam Darnold.
If the Packers beat the Vikings, they will be top 5, says Brent from Bucks.
I missed it. Somebody was talking while you were.
What did you say?
Not falling for the okey doke.
The okey doke.
You've never heard of the okey doke?
I've never heard of falling for the okey doke.
Yeah, I've heard it.
Has been.
Yeah, you've been.
No, I have.
You've been in basketball.
Yeah, the okey doke. It's like you don't like I've heard the phrase. If you want me to explain it, I'm not going to be able to. I understand it in context.
I would like you to explain.
I like Kyle to explain.
No, I'd like you to explain.
Okay. Don't fall for the okey doke. Like, don't fall for like the false, the false
gold?
fun. Yes, kind of like fool's gold.
Is that right?
Yeah. Basically, don't fall for the fool's gold. Don't fall for what they're trying to sell you. That's the okey doke. They're trying to trick you. Don't fall for that.
You think Brock Purdy's better than Sam Darnold?
Oh yeah. What do you mean? I think they were on the same roster last year.
They were, and guess who beat Kyle Shanahan and said he shouldn't have cut me?
Yeah. Okay.
Sam Darnold.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. We'll see what happens in the playoffs if they're there.
800-990-3776. Ron and the Key chimes in. Who told Kyle that the Packers were ranked that high or that low? Because clearly he can't read.
Ron, shut your losing behind up.
Damn.
Loser.
Ty.
He came he came at your family, Strofe. He came at Ron and the Key. He came at the woodpecker. He threatened to kill the woodpecker who's pecking on my home.
Hey, you know what Kyle always
He's got a lot of
says?
anger for as happy as he is.
You know what Kyle always says? Hurt people hurt people.
Damn.
I don't always say that.
That's deep.
But I will say this. I will accept everything I will accept everything that you all said except for the woodpecker. I am not going to have people saying I tried to kill
hurt people,
murder a woodpecker. I'm going to sue your ass.
Yeah, that's really going to do me if I take a BB gun to that woodpecker. More with you, KBN Nation, next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
I was like, it's the 4-1-4 hour at 4. I'm not gonna lie, I feel like the kid who got picked on the sports team. I was like, oh, you want me? No way. Because all last week it was so much fun to do that, and I was like, well, I guess it's back to Kyle doing it now. And when you said, want to do it with me? I was like, oh yeah, let's do it.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com. Whether it's live or in podcast form, you've heard us on air with all of our shenanigans.
Gabe, I'm throwing some. Why are you throwing? I don't want.
Now see your favorite 94.5 ESPN shows streaming on video.
By me, by the way. I hit that microphone 4 out of 6 times on that.
Subscribe to ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube and get notified when we hit the air live. Plus, you can watch back any second that you miss and see original digital content too. Watch, listen, interact. ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
I'm really looking forward to this.
Me too.
She absolutely nailed it.
Are you talking about Jenny Sambeline? Yeah, Jenny and her pendant, the music in a mother's heart.
Rick. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Monica.
Hi, Jenny.
Hi, Jenny.
Jenny, we're going to produce your pendant design as a limited edition collector's item and put a few of them in all of our 8 Kessler stores.
Congratulations, Jenny.
Wow, this is huge.
Jenny, we expect the music in a mother's heart to sell out very quickly.
We'll also make a few available online.
I designed that pendant from the memory of how my mother made me feel when we'd sing together.
How often did that happen?
Constantly. We'd sing along with whatever was playing on the radio, or sometimes we would watch a musical on TV and sing along with that.
At just $124, the music in a mother's heart is going to sell out lightning fast.
I'm buying one.
I'm buying one.
I bought the prototype the moment I saw it.
For the location of the Kesslers nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings discount liquor.
Lowe, Dobbs, Watson, Reed, and now Josh Jacobs? Football season is back, baby. Now's the time to set a game plan for your Green Bay and Wisconsin pigskin parties. This is Marie from Discount Liquor. We are your football party beverage headquarters. Whether you need an ice cold keg, a bottle of your favorite wine, a unique craft brew, or hard-to-find liquor, we have everything you need, all at the lowest prices in town. Come see us today at 51st in Oklahoma and Milwaukee, and on Barstow and Main in downtown Waukesha. Voted best liquor store again.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings.
Wherever you're tailgating, we'll get you all set up with your favorite beverages. We're open daily 9 to 9 and Sundays 10 to 2. See all of our weekly specials at DiscountLiquorInc.com.
Discount Liquor.
Save big money on everything for your next project at Menards. Transform your space with Mohawk Perfect Seal laminate flooring. Enjoy the look and feel of real hardwood. It's waterproof, wear and stain resistant, and easy to install. Mohawk Solutions laminate flooring is on sale now through September 29th. Visit Menards for all your flooring needs and check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for all the great deals going on.
Save big money at Menards.
Experience, knowledge, results. That's what really matters when you need help after a serious truck accident. You'll need a lawyer experienced in fighting and winning for people just like you. Gruber Law Offices has the resources, strong track record of success, and a team of experienced lawyers to take care of your needs. We've successfully helped people injured in big truck accidents for more than 35 years. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
For love of the game.
There's nothing like being selected to the Olympic team.
And love of their country.
Championship of that level, gold medal, means more.
Tune into Behind the Bucks on the Bucks Plus Audio Network. Inside stories from Buck stars on the agony and triumph of competing to win it all at the Olympics. It's Behind the Bucks, presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Available now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, and streaming wherever you get your podcasts.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
I had an amazing time because Gina Della from Pella came to my home with Joe Franco. And look, when I say they're experts, they're legitimately experts at what they do. I, Ben Brust, don't know a lot of things about being a homeowner. As we've discussed on the show today, there's a woodpecker attacking my home. But what I do know is when I sat down with Joe Franco and Gina, they helped me formulate what is the best plan and options for me for my home. Like literally within 30 minutes, I was able to describe my problems with our patio door. They took a picture of the outside of my home, put together the patio door, and was able to show me what it's going to look like in my home. They took all the dimensions of the windows, figured out what I need for my time and my life with their financing options, with the, is this a forever home? Is this a starter home? What are you looking to do? Is it energy costs? Like you have, it's like an amazing consultation. They make window buying fun. I even learned about a BTU meter. You ready for this, Kyle?
Ooh.
They put a heat lamp in my home to show me how much energy is being like used up. Then they put a piece of glass that would go on my windows from Pella, and it lowered the BTU to something like single digits, which is basically the lower the BTU, the more energy you're saving, the more value you have on your home, and the better it's going to be for yourself. And the warranties get passed on if you ever sell the. I mean, it's all amazing. I've never thought I could have so much fun with windows and doors until Gina and Joe came to my house. 855-PELA-WI, or go to PELAWI.com and tell them Kyle, Brust, and Nortman sent you, and they will definitely take care of you like they've taken care of me.
KB la la la.
That is Gina Della herself. It's Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, Alex Strofe. Social media extraordinaire Maddie hanging out in the back there. Riley Yauk, the Yaukmeister in Madison. Let's check in on our Madison folk. There's probably no one there right before Jim, Matt, and Molly.
Oh, 100%.
Hey, what's up, Ben?
Who the hell is that, Riley? Why'd you change your voice? Are you trying to be Ryan Wollersheim?
No, that's my regular voice. I was just saying, what's up?
Oh, you sound rough, buddy. You hungover? What's going on over there?
I'm chilling. What are you guys talking about?
You sick?
Well,
no, I'm fine.
The funny thing is I noticed it right away. He sounded scared to talk on the air. Are you good?
Yes, I'm totally fine, Mr. Brust, Mr.
Give me your hottest Green Bay Packers take. Go.
I brought this up on Alex Strofe's show, Mr. Irrelevant. I was a believer. I believed in Malik Willis from the jump. Malik Willis, he could compete for the starting role. Let's give him a shot. Why not? All
right, thank you.
All right. Save that for Mr. Irrelevant.
Yeah, he took it too far.
Did you shut his mic off too when he joined you?
No, he didn't join me. He was filling in for Tiny Hands Hunter Vaughn. So
damn! You need to put him at the bottom of the list now for substitutions.
Who's Tiny?
He's going on.
Producer Tiny Hands Hunter Vaughn.
Oh, isn't that small hands?
And maybe if you'd watched Mr. Irrelevant, you'd know that. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, beginning at 12:30. ESPN Milwaukee, ESPN Madison on YouTube, and wherever you find your podcast.
I'll get to it.
I go to him for his shining moment. And he says, maybe there's a quarterback controversy in Green Bay.
I think he was trying to be funny.
No,
he's being serious.
Believer?
Well, it's Malik Williever is the phrase.
Malik what?
Malik Willis is his name. You call him you call yourself a Malik Williever.
Ooh, that's a tough one to say.
Yeah, we all know his struggles on the air today.
Malik Williever.
The Mediterranean.
Now, I do want to know from KBN Nation. We can still get to your most surprising and disappointing players through 3 weeks, but I'm going to get to this in a little bit. I want you to put out a poll, Strophe, because we're going to get to this in 414. Something along the lines of Braden Narvison. Does Braden Narvison have to earn the nickname Narv Dog or something like that? Because I think I'm officially. Gary Ellerson said it on the show Potawatomi on Monday night with Greg Matzik. The Potawatomi football show. Nailed it. That he thinks we still have a kicking situation that's no bueno.
No, we still have a kicking situation where we're trying to figure it out, right? You're just trying to figure out the kicking situation. But obviously something that we've learned in the last 2 years, kickers just aren't growing on trees. You have to find somebody. It's just not easy to say, yep, we're going to get you. You're going to be our next field goal kicker. They tried it with Greg Joseph, who was, kind of at that point of his career, didn't work out. You had Anders Carlson. They brought in other guys as well. And so at this point, I'm going to give Nard Dog some time. And once Nard Dog starts missing, consistently from inside of 50 yards, when he misses something inside 30, when he misses some extra points, that's what my concern is going to be there. But it's 3 weeks, and though he has missed some field goals, he has played a big role in this football team in multiple games, keeping them games against Philadelphia. Basically, his field goals won you the game, and wasn't at the point that it won you the game, but making the field goals that he did against the Colts, that won you the football game. You only scored one touchdown in that game, and then last week he padded, some stats with some field goals as well. So I'm not mad at him.
I'm so fascinated how quickly you didn't want to say Anders Carlson name right to now Braden Narvison, who missed 2 kicks in the first 2 games, missed one that was called back, and clearly was
high snap.
So, why have you become the excuse? Why are you the excuse maker right now for the kicker?
I'm not making an excuse for the kicker. I'm just saying, give it time. Let's reevaluate this halfway through the season. How about that?
Jim, Matt, and Molly are coming up next in Madison. Hopefully, Riley Yauk does not have a microphone to give bad takes. We'll be back on 94.5 ESPN. The 4-4 hour at 4 with Kyle Wallace, maybe Tori Lowe. The Dam Sports Shows in Beaver Dam on 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam. We're back in 2 minutes. Don't go anywhere.
You're gonna go to the record store. You're gonna give them all your money.
Southbound on 43, backing up from Silver Spring all the way down through the Marquette and over the high-rise bridge. A bit of a slow ride there. Southbound 41 as well, from just before Silver Spring down past Capitol Drive. Westbound 94, you're seeing delays from 25th Street to Mitchell Boulevard. Eastbound slow from 84th Street all the way to about 35th. And then we've also got some delays starting around Oklahoma Avenue, southbound 894 all the way down and around the Hale, all the way to 60th Street, where there is some road work going on. They're doing some repairs there, and the right lane is blocked. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Tonight, decreasing clouds, a low of 55. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, a high of 74. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Denny Maziga on 94.5 ESPN.
Lock in for October. Brewers postseason tickets are on sale now. Clear your schedule, claim your spot, and be here for a Brewers postseason run you don't want to miss at brewers.com/postseason.
Gabe, where do you think our group should be taking our golf trip next year?
Jason, I don't know. Do you have time to figure it all out and get all the reservations made? I certainly don't.
Not really. I mean, I'm so busy. If I only knew somebody to call that might do all the work for us.
Oh, I know about Wisconsin Golf Trips. Their main business is booking groups from around the world to play all the great courses in our state, but they're now doing outbound trips for groups each year to places like Michigan, Minnesota, and Nevada. Plus, Wisconsin Golf Trips is even booking custom packages for Scotland and Ireland.
Oh, wow. Let's hit them up.
WisconsinGolfTrips.com.
If only life had a remote control, you could pause or rewind. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. Take the 1-minute risk test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
Hey, this is Brad Nortman from KBN. Tune in to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman every day from 2 to 5. WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN on 94.5 ESPN, the Wisconsin On Demand app, and streaming live at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
We them boys. We them boys.
It's the 4-1-4 hour at 4 on KBN.
Strophy's doing the thing again. My favorite is when Torey Lowe pops in on a Tuesday and he brings his Green Bay Packers flag, and on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee, he'll wave the flag and it ends up on all of our cameras.
Come on, Torey, wave it on mine.
Hold on, let me give you a whiff.
Yeah.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about. Get the energy, get the vibe up.
That's what winter smell like, baby.
That's what I'm talking about. Hold up.
He's Torey Lowe, joining us on a Torey Lowe Tuesday. Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, no Brad Nortman, Alex Strofe run the show. UKBN Nation at 800-990-3776. You know, Torey, we talked earlier in the show about who are our most surprising Green Bay Packers and who have been the most disappointing Green Bay Packers through 3 weeks. I'd love your most surprising in a good way and most disappointing, obviously.
Well, obviously, you know, my...
you can't say Malik Willis.
Well, that's the one.
Yeah, that of course.
I mean,
we're trying to do a thought.
Everybody else,
we're trying to do a thought exercise here.
Everybody else I had calculated to do what they doing.
Everybody.
Well, you know, I'm trying to go all the way. I thought we already had a team that can compete.
So, I mean, we could sum it up here for you. Quay Walker from a disappointing standpoint. Yes. Rashawn Gary from a disappointing standpoint.
I was going to go to my disappointment, which Rashawn Gary.
What about most surprising being Devontae Wyatt, LVN, right. Emmanuel Wilson?
Right. I got to make. I like all of that. But what I'm saying is, I think that when we came into the season, I pretty much thought that we did a great draft. You know, the Packers drafted well, you know, this time around. I had no complaints. But I was hoping that we got that stud. Remember, I was telling y'all we needed a stud on defense to really, when it counted, to really make plays.
You were harping that you wanted a stud on defense.
And that was Rashawn. You know, well, he came back. He was looking really good in the preseason. And
has he had a sack since he signed that? He's had one for sure.
He's had a sack this season.
He hasn't had a multi-game sack since signing his extension.
And to me, that's the disappointment because if we're going to actually challenge, bigger ideas, we need somebody on that D-line to really to give us that.
I think I meant to say multi-sack game. I think I said multi-game sack. Just wanted to clarify.
Well, you know what I'm saying. I think my biggest disappointment is Rashawn Gary because I expected way more out of him this year.
See, I'm tough on that one, right? Like, I understand.
I'm just saying.
I'm there with Rashawn Gary.
Especially
don't we pay guys a certain amount of money to produce? Like, that's why there's been no heat on Jair Alexander, despite what was an okay to average week one. He did have a pick, if you do want to throw that in there, but A.J. Brown made some big plays and big moments, but since then, he's done his job.
Yes, I will say that Rashawn Gary, I agree. He's been disappointing, but I actually saw some bright spots in this last game where at least he was creating pressure. He was part of the mix. He was part of the bunch. But mine was Kenny Clark, Torrey.
Okay,
I feel like Kenny Clark hasn't popped whatsoever because Kenny Clark and Devontae Wyatt are both what? Interior defensive linemen. And which one has popped more? Kenny Clark or Wyatt this year?
Wyatt is.
And that's my issue is that Clark is the one that just got the payday where Wyatt was on thin ice going into this season. And so, again, I understand our highest paid defensive linemen aren't performing to the level of their contract.
Because, you can get what he's doing, you can get probably the average defensive player to do.
That's what I'm saying.
It's not when you paying somebody that big check.
Well, more so not even a big check, but a third contract. I know he's young, but the Green Bay Packers are very selective when they give out a third contract because they are typically in their new strategy continuing to go young, fast, and skillful.
Right. But he was the veteran. He's the veteran. And, when you talk about getting in those tough games, against the 49ers. And, you want that big play guy that can actually, when it counts. Third
game
long.
wrecker.
Yeah, you want that to if you're really talking Super Bowl, you really want that style of play.
I wouldn't say you need that.
You need that, and that's what we saw in this last game. We didn't just see one person. Again, Wyatt has been the one that has popped the most. We talked about Kingsley Enagbare, creating pressure from different positions. We saw LVN as well creating pressure. We saw a lot of guys in the backfield. So if it is a cohesive unit that is able to create pressure the way the Green Bay Packers did once they got up, then that is great. But you want somebody like when the LA Rams were in the Super Bowl, and Aaron Donald, it was at the last drive of the season. That's what you want. And Aaron Donald dominated the last 3 plays of the game to end the game. Now, Aaron Donald is on a whole nother level.
I say Reggie Whitish.
No, yeah, but Clay Matthews, it's time, Clay. Like, you need somebody where you can just say it's time to do something.
To turn it up.
And they can turn it up. Rashawn Gary right now or Kenny Clark right now, I feel like if Jeff Hafley said, listen, it's time, fellas, it's time to turn up, I don't think any of them could turn up right now.
The team is so young right now and so talented. I guess, I like the idea of going young, but the veterans got to be the ones to break through to get everybody moving. The ones that have been there, the ones like you said, he's on his third contract. I mean, we need to have that output to get that, to get these young people started. And when you have to rely on the younger talent to kickstart things or to set things off, these guys are still learning the game.
Well, they can do that against the Titans and the Colts, but will they be able to do that against a 3-0 Vikings team that has proven something through 3 games?
And look, I'm going to tell you right now, the Vikings are surprisingly scary a little bit.
You don't have to tell anybody.
Well, I'm just saying. I mean, the 49ers.
Everyone knows.
The 49ers is no joke.
They were hurt.
Well, they got one on the 49ers.
That's my issue.
That's a huge confidence booster.
No, Torrey, it's a confidence booster. I give them credit.
It's early in the season.
I give them credit because the 49ers overall are a good football team. But
the Texans are 2-1, and they absolutely demolished them.
Okay, but we sit here, we get mad about the Green Bay Packers and saying, well, look who they had to play. Who have the Texans beaten? But that's my whole point, is that we want to discredit the Green Bay Packers when we play look at the schedule. But the 49ers were not healthy going into that football game. I give the Vikings credit because they took advantage of it. They took advantage of it, and they look good doing it. They look good against the Texans. I'm not saying they're not a good football team, but all I'm saying is this, is that if we beat the 49ers without Deebo Samuel, if we beat them without Christian McCaffrey and without George Kittle, we wouldn't go into the playoffs saying, well, we beat them earlier, so we're going to beat them again. No, we would say there's an asterisk because they were missing guys. But all of a sudden, the Vikings do it, and we say, no asterisk. Look what they did.
They're 3-0. They won every game on their schedule. With Jordan Love, the Packers didn't beat the Eagles, and they gave up 30-plus points, and he wasn't as super efficient.
No Christian McCaffrey. George Kittle, he played well. He got.
I get it. You will continue to cherry pick where it makes your argument better. I get it.
I'm not cherry picking. I'm just saying it seems to me that people are so quick to say, well, look at the teams the Green Bay Packers beat, versus the fact that, well, look at who these other teams has played as well. I can give credit to the Vikings looking like a good football team, but I'm not going to say they are the best team in the NFC.
I didn't say they was the best. I would never say that. What I'm saying is you only got a short amount of games to go by right now. And right now the Packers, thank God for Malik to perform at the level he's performing, because I'm wondering, this is going to be a tougher game. Do Jordan Love start this week, or do they leave him on the sideline?
I think a lot's to be seen. Again, it depends on how much he's involved in practice and if the docs clear him.
Because he was looking pretty good in warm-ups before this last game.
Of course, and he was out there. He was doing things he needed to do. But what I want to ask you, Tori, is last week you have the flag with you.
Yes.
You took a gamble.
I took a huge risk.
You let me actually wave your Green Bay Packers flag that carries a lot of...
And you had a little smile on your face when you waved it. You didn't believe as much, but I believe.
Do you want me to wave it before
contributed.
this weekend?
Yes, I got to repeat it again.
So what happens if they lose? Am I going to be the one to blame?
You can never touch it again. I might have to burn it. I'm about to burn the flag.
We're going to sue your ass.
I am waving the Packers flag.
Frequency. Let the frequency go out into the universe. That's right.
Where did you get this flag?
That was one of the car things that I used to have on the car, on the Alligator.
On the Alligator?
Yeah. That was my Packer car. It was green. It was.
You called your green call the Alligator?
Yeah, because we was out here biting people. The Alligator. It was the Alligator. When I'm doing my community stuff, I drive the Alligator.
Now, hang on. I don't want to put your business out there, Tori, but I may or may not have been walking to lunch, and I thought I saw Tori Lowe in a whip.
What?
Were you driving a really, really sexy car?
No, because my office is down the street.
Tori, you got to smile.
Well, was it today?
No, it was like last week or 2 weeks ago.
You got to be more specific.
What you see him doing?
I thought I saw.
You saw him doing something he wasn't supposed to be doing.
No.
Come on now. I ain't never gonna be doing that.
I thought he was swagging out in a Range Rover.
Hey. Oh, you know what? Was I driving or was I riding in the passenger?
Tori always be riding.
You tell me. I was like, is that T-Lo in a Range Rover?
Hey. Well, some things ain't meant for radio. You know what I mean?
The mysterious life of one Tori Lowe.
Tori, can I ask you a quick...
telling how I'm going to pull up on you.
Tori, I want you to read this question for me.
Okay.
No, I can't. I need some validation. Can I not ask him yet?
Ask him.
Okay, Tori, can you read question number 11 on this list?
Number 11.
Yeah, I just want you to read
These questions were from Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust?
No, flip it back.
Hey. These questions were from Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust at 3 o'clock. Kyle really struggled with reading today, so now he's giving it to Tori Lowe.
It's a specific word. Go ahead.
This is 14 and 15.
Oh, okay. Where do you see 11?
I flipped it, and he said flip it back over.
Oh.
The blind leading the blind.
What geometric shape is a stop sign?
Oh, no. Maybe it wasn't question 11. Maybe it was 14.
You are an idiot today, Kyle.
Let me see if 14.
14. What is the largest island in the Mediterranean Sea?
Yeah!
What is going on?
So I thought we said
it's supposed to be tough to read. Come on now.
Yeah, it was for Kyle.
Is it the Mediterranean?
No, Mediterranean.
Thank you.
Well, maybe it is me then.
It's you.
Oh, wow.
Maybe I blame my parents then.
Wait a minute. You went to Nicolette.
No, I went to Whitefish Bay.
Whitefish Bay,
don't disrespect me like that.
No, Whitefish Bay. No, sorry about that.
No, thank you.
Whitefish Bay.
No, well, I guess it's just me then.
Dave from Aaron, the Vikings are good until proven otherwise. The Packers have a chance to do that this weekend, which would also boost us into the top spot of the NFC North.
And this is the biggest challenge that we have faced so far.
It's cool. I'll take that. It's just so interesting to me.
And it's a rival game.
I just find it interesting that we're like they beat the 49ers.
Kyle, the Packers are favored. They're getting respect from a betting standpoint.
I just don't like that the Texans beat the Colts and they beat the Bears, and all of a sudden the Vikings beating a team that beat those two teams that barely beat those two teams. We're like, oh my gosh, sir,
it's still
good.
It's still a team that reinvested in their roster and made the playoffs last year and was a quality team. You're going to drop one every now and again. The Packers are going to drop one this year that you don't expect them to drop one.
I truly believe this. The Vikings are not a bad football team. I'll say that. They're not a bad football team. I don't think that.
Well,
I just don't think we should be
let me tell you something. The Vikings got my son.
Like that. Yeah, they did. They stole it.
And the worst text you can get is Packers-Vikings. When my son texts me, we going to beat y'all this time. I mean, I hate the Vikings. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, I got to give them credit. They did put up some numbers. They did their job that they were supposed to do in these first 3 games. But this is going to be our biggest test. And I'm looking forward to the game, and I'm excited. And I know the Packers going to win because Ben Brust helped wave the energy across the universe today.
Well, it reminded me like this past week of Malik Willis, like 70 yards of rushing in the first half, of sitting with you and watching Tommy DeVito do that to the Packers.
Terrible.
How nice was it to watch a backup quarterback for the Packers do something that has been done to them? I think there was some validation in seeing that. What did we listen to today?
Too Fast by Future.
Who's Too Fast?
Too Fast, the Packers. The Packers is moving fast right now. Hey, we got the momentum. Salute to Malik Willis because he's holding it down. But right now, the young, fast, and furious Packers going against the Vikings, and I'm excited.
Wow, I like that. The young, fast, and furious Packers.
Hey,
is that trademarked by The Rock? Fast and Furious?
The Rock isn't in those movies. You're thinking of Vin Diesel.
Oh, wow.
The Rock is definitely in the Fast and Furious movies.
He's in those movies.
Don't try and latter parts of the series.
Yeah, he's in them. I know there's some beef between him and Vin Diesel. That's on. I don't want to.
They're both really jacked and bald, so
yeah.
I just figured you got him easily confused.
No, they're both very different. I think I know Vin Diesel from The Rock.
The Rock joined. He wasn't an original.
Yeah, he's not an OG. He's not an OG. So you did know that.
Well, he had a spinoff from the Fast and Furious too.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I think you just made that up.
Hobbs.
More. Oh,
yeah.
Hobbs and Dobbs or whatever.
Oh, I thought you would know that.
I think he owes you an apology.
I owe nobody apology.
Hey, see, that's how
That's a Torilo Tuesday,
we got to work
everybody.
with him. We gonna get him right.
More next.
Hey.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
The comments were so mean, but they also were kind of funny.
Wait, I didn't see the comments.
They said popcorn back in middle school must have been tough.
Please don't pick me.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Southbound on 41. We got some backups from just south of Appleton Avenue all the way down past Capitol Drive. Eastbound 94, heavy from 92nd Street all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. Actually beyond that to 35th Street. And things are slowing down between Highway G and Highway 16 as well through that construction zone. Southbound 43, heavy from Hampton Avenue all the way down through the Marquette Interchange all the way over the high-rise bridge as well. And southbound 894, very heavy from National Avenue down and around the Hale Interchange all the way to 60th Street with the right lanes blocked with some repair work that's going on. And checking the TMJ4 Storm King forecast. Tonight, decreasing clouds, a low of 55. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, a high of 74. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lozaga, 94.5 ESPN.
Alex Strofe.
Is the fact that he's stepping into a really friendly system.
Gabe Neitzel.
They didn't give up more sacks because Jordan is mobile. And
Jared Bush.
You're in Lambeau. You're the underdog. I think that's what you live for.
Talk green and gold ahead of the 2024 division opener. Green Bay Game Day, live from the shadows of Lambeau Field. Sunday morning starting at 9, right here on 94.5 FM. Streaming on the Wisconsin On Demand app and on video at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
True Chicago-style pizza is thin, crispy, and cut into squares. And thanks to Connie's Frozen Pizza, you can enjoy a true slice of the city. You'll enjoy it so much you won't even mind where it comes from. Connie's Frozen Pizzas are made from the same cornmeal crust Connie's has been serving for over 60 years. They're perfectly cheesy, perfectly saucy, and they're exactly what you crave. Get to know the true Chicago style with Connie's Frozen Pizza. Born in Chicago, loved by cheeseheads. Available in a freezer aisle near you.
How would you like to own a jewelry store? Kessler's Diamonds is an employee-owned company.
And Kessler's is growing. Are you the kind of person we're looking for?
Does it make you happy to make other people happy? Are you a problem solver?
Would you like to wake up every morning knowing that you're going to help a lot of people find joy today?
Kessler's Diamonds is people serving people. Keep in mind that Kessler's is owned by its employees. So let me ask you this. Are you a good enough leader that you can be an owner who leads other owners?
Don't worry, you don't have to know about diamonds. We can teach you about diamonds. But the people we're looking for aren't looking for a job.
Did someone pop into your head just now? Do you think you might know who we're looking for?
Give that person a call.
Send them an email. Tell them to walk into Kessler's Diamonds and say to the person who greets them,
I think I want to work here.
Welcome to Kessler's. A fantastic place to buy jewelry and a wonderful place to work.
For the store nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
Lock in for October. Brewers postseason tickets are on sale now. Clear your schedule, claim your spot, and be here for a Brewers postseason run you don't want to miss at brewers.com/postseason.
Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's original craft vodka. In 1995, Tito Beveridge built his very own distillery and put his life savings into it. Since then, he's won the unanimous Judge's Choice Double Gold Medal at the World Spirits Competition, the Chairman's Trophy for World's Best Vodka Tonic, and many others. Tito's Handmade Vodka is still made on the same land where he started it, all in Austin, Texas. Distilled from corn and gluten-free. Visit us at Tito'sVodka.com for recipes, videos, and more. Distilled and bottled in Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume, namely 80 proof. Crafted to be savored responsibly.
Don't you wish your life came with a warning app?
That dog does not want to be petted.
Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. Take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Oh, on a rainy day like this, who wouldn't want to be able to listen to the great sounds of this is what's my girl name?
Stevie Nicks.
Stevie Nicks. I love me some Stevie Nicks. I'm telling you this right now, even though I forgot her name. But wouldn't you love to listen to beautiful Stevie Nicks while you're looking out your beautiful windows? But right now you can't look out your beautiful windows. Why? Because you see cracking on your windows. You feel a draft from your windows. And I want you to avoid that. The fall is here. We're going to have more rainy type days and cloudy type days. And I want to make sure that your house is insulated to the best way that you could possibly do that. You don't have a cold and drafty home. So that I want you to call my friends at Universal Windows Direct. Call them today at 414-410-2000. They'll come out whenever you need them to. They'll do a nice consultation. They'll break down everything that you need from your home. And they'll know what else they'll tell you? They'll tell you, listen, when you buy 2 windows from us, you'll get 2 free. When you buy 4 windows from us, you'll get 4 free. If you buy 20 windows from us, guess what? You'll get 20 free. There's absolutely no limit. Plus 0% financing for 60 months. That is 5 whole years. Remember, there's extra protection from all the elements, a consistent temperature in your home, increased energy efficiency, and reduced heating and cooling costs, plus a quieter and more comfortable home. You can do it all with Universal Windows Direct. Call them today at 414-410-2000. And for the last windows you'll ever need, go to UWD.com. That's UWD.com. And like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows while listening to Stevie Nicks.
All right, I want to have an honest conversation about Jordan Love heading into this weekend matchup with the Minnesota Vikings. I'm not going to lie, I'm a little nervous at the idea of Jordan Love coming back against the Vikings.
Okay, are you nervous about what? Are we talking about nervous about his injury and not being healthy? Are we nervous about what?
A little bit of everything. It being the first game off of injury, it being against a very good defensive team, and it being about the performance of what it could look like and him not like having as much time to sharpen the tools and get rid of the rust that you had said that there was in week 1, right? So I'm gonna give you this right now about the Minnesota Vikings. They played a pair of playoff teams in 23 in the Texans and the Texans and 49ers, right? Everyone expects the 49ers somehow, some way, as they get healthy, to find their way into the conversation. Say what you want about who the Texans have beat. They are 2-1 and were a good story last year and reinvested in their team. They are second in the league in scoring defense, defense. They rank third in takeaways and have more sacks than any team in the National Football League. And that last portion right there, when I think about the most sacks in the NFL, that scares me a little bit of bringing a quarterback back who is a pocket passer who, don't get me wrong, he can move, he doesn't run, and he does make some really good throws on the run, rolling out to his right. He made a sick one in week 1 rolling out to his left. If he's not able to fully trust himself and there's any doubt about what his abilities are, it makes me really nervous about throwing him out there for a lot of reasons, right? The injury component, how much does he trust it? The performance factor, you don't want him to come back and then have a poor game against a really good defense and really just from a vibes and confidence standpoint. I mean, I do believe that obviously we know from a guy that is 2-5, he never gets too high and never gets too low. But I wouldn't want his first game back to be one where the fan base is thinking, all right, week 1, he was kind of not what he was at the end of the year. Week 4, he comes back off the MCL sprain and doesn't play to the abilities of what people are expecting a $55+ million man a year to play to. I'm just throwing that conversation out there because I do believe it's something to consider of not rushing him back. But also, if he is good, I understand. If he's good, you got to let him go. But I still worry about what that means like for Jordan Love against a really good defense.
It's interesting that you make that comment about bringing him back too early against a really good defense because right now on the screen as we have the NFL Network on, Justin Herbert just ran off the field as he went against a really good defense in the Pittsburgh Steelers defense last week.
Even when you say Pittsburgh, it still sounds not right.
But it is what it is, right? And he ended up he already came in with a high ankle sprain and he had to leave the game because they brought him back too soon. So I'm with you with that. I've been marching that and hitting that drum is I don't want Jordan Love to come back unless Jordan Love feels like himself. Now, on the flip side, obviously the Vikings have shown that they have a good defense. Again, we saw it last year. They had a pretty good defense last year, fizzled out at the end, but they had a pretty good defense. Now, on the other side, though, is the Packers also have a good defense, and I have faith in the fact that the Packers defense can also go toe-to-toe and match that Vikings defense that can keep us in the game. Now, when it comes to protecting Jordan Love, the offensive line from the Houston Texans ain't the Packers' offensive line. Take away the penalties from Rasheed Walker that he had. This offensive line has been shining star for this offense week 1, week 2, and week 3. Jordan Love really didn't get touched week 1. He got touched at the end as he was throwing the football. And Malik Willis has been able to operate the way he has been able to operate because the offensive line has protected him. The running game has been able to do what has been able to do this year because of the offensive line.
Here's what I want to add real quick to that. I agree that they didn't touch Malik Willis a ton, but he also has the ability to evade pressure, and he used his legs smart. I've been so impressed in the way that Malik Willis never made he really hasn't made a bad decision. He's never made a throw where I'm like, and that's a great thing to have from a backup quarterback. But what I do know is it's really quick hitters, right? For all the plays that Matt LaFleur likes to scheme up for Jordan Love, they take just a little, that split second more time than Malik Willis is getting the time to do because there's probably less reads. There's probably less long developing plays down the field. And if there's longer developing plays for a pocket quarterback that doesn't have the ability to evade as much coming off of injury, it's just a point of concern for me.
No, I get it. And it should be a concern because, again, he's going to be a little bit rusty coming back into the game. But, again, my faith is in this offensive line to be able to protect Jordan Love. They have been a bright spot overall for our football team. And then on top of that, coming and playing at home is something where hopefully home field advantage comes through for the Green Bay Packers on Sunday against the Vikings because this will not be an easy football game because you're playing a team with a lot of momentum that has a lot of confidence and a defense that truly believes in themselves. But overall, Jordan Love is your $55 million man. If he is healthy enough and ready to go, he needs to go out there and perform to that $55 million signing that he had. So at the end of the day, I'm not going to sit here and say, I'm not going to give Jordan Love a bone on Sunday because if he says I'm healthy and I'm ready to go, the expectation is that he performs at a high level, he's able to evade pressure, and he's able to be the quarterback that we all know he is.
So here's why I'm thinking this, right? The same way that Brian Balaga joined us yesterday maybe and said this, or yesterday or Thursday, he had mentioned that if I could pick a perfect time for Malik Willis to be the backup quarterback for the Green Bay Packers in a 2-game span throughout the entire schedule, he would have circled this later in the year or early in the year, no matter what it is, being the Colts and the Titans. That's sort of the same thought process I have when you think about bringing somebody back from injury. If I could pick 2 games where Jordan Love would be coming back from injury, it would be the Texans and the Colts from the same reasons that you just talked about of a better chance for the offensive line to protect against a pass rush that isn't there for the Colts, a more run-stopping defense in the Tennessee Titans that didn't get a whole lot of pressure on Malik Willis. You're talking about a team that's leading the league in sacks, and it's a higher quality opponent in a divisional game where stakes are even higher. It just doesn't make me feel good inside that this is the game that Jordan Love might come back and face the Vikings.
But you don't have many choices. When you look at the Packers schedule, you have the Vikings, you have the Rams, and you have the Cardinals. You don't have many choices of when you want to pick and choose when he comes back. It is all about the Jordan Love's health. We can't sit here and concern ourselves about what the other team has because it is on the offensive line. It is on that offense. It is on Matt LaFleur to put Jordan Love in the best position to be successful on Sunday. If they cannot do that, that ain't because Jordan Love went out there and he's hobbled. It's because they did not execute the game plan. They did not protect Jordan Love. So I'm not going to sit here and worry about what their defense could do to Jordan Love because it is on us to protect Jordan Love. If we can't protect Jordan Love, then we are not the Super Bowl contender that I believe that we are.
I'll tell you what I'm going to do. And it's not because I don't believe in Jordan Love. I just don't believe in the spot that Jordan Love is in to succeed at a high level in this first game back. I'm gonna I don't know what his prop is yet. It's not out on the Potawatomi Casino Hotel Sportsbook. But I'm likely going to bet under on his passing yards because, not that I don't believe that he can throw the football, I believe that you kind of should take a little bit of a page off of what you did the last two games in limiting the amount of time that he's back there, getting the ball out of his hands quick, leaning on Josh Jacobs to be a bell cow and just chew up time of possession, shorten the game, and not make this a shootout. Because I don't think you want this to be a shootout of offenses.
You're concerned of the Minnesota Vikings. Maybe I'm not there yet. Maybe I'm
Their
stupid.
defense is good. Brian Flores was a good defensive coach before he had to take over a bad situation in Miami that he wasn't able to be an offensive-minded guy.
I'm having deja vu because I remember back on December 31st of 2023, I was sitting in this exact same studio. It was a different person in that chair. His name is Alex Strofe. And Alex Strofe was talking about the defense of the Minnesota Vikings. And then I went to dinner with baby girl, and we watched the Packers, and I'm sitting there, look at the Packers go. What
I think he's got his dates wrong. I think they were, the Vikings were New Year's Eve. You said December 31st. Oh, okay. Well, yeah.
Regardless. December 31st, 2023. And
it's 2023.
Yeah,
okay, got it.
And I remember just watching that vaunted defense that people were so concerned about get absolutely smashed in by the Packers offense. Now, again, I don't expect the Packers to do that again come this Sunday, but I just know that there was a lot of hype and a lot of barking going about that defense last year, and the Packers were able to expose them. We're concerned about their pressure rate and how they can attack the quarterback. And so, again, I believe in this offensive line, and if Jordan Love is healthy, I believe in him, but most importantly, I believe in Matt LaFleur.
We can't talk about the 2024 Vikings that have been good through 3 games on defense. He's reverting back to when you guys talked about it in 2023.
Okay.
It's the one moment where, because when you were out a couple weeks ago, I was actually sitting in your chair again for KBN. He pulled out a video of us from New Year's Eve saying how I was wrong one time 8 months ago. Now, Kyle, this defense is still good. Brian Flores is probably the best defensive coordinator in the NFL. Are you aware who leads the NFL in touchdown passes?
Is it Sam Darnold?
It is Sam Darnold.
I ain't worried about no damn Sam Darnold. Cut that.
I tell you what.
Cut that.
Strofe, through 3 weeks, Kyle's been, other than the Philly game, he kind of has nailed the optimism for the Green Bay Packers. I don't know if his optimism is going to come to fruition on Sunday, but if it does, I don't know what I'll do with him.
I think the Packers are going to win. But I think it's going to be a shootout. I think it's going to be 27-25, 27-24, 28-21. I think it's going to be close.
To be completely honest, I'm being for real right now. And this is
so you're not being for real when you're not saying you're for real?
What I'm saying is this is early in the week. But when I look at this football game and I look at this defense, the Green Bay Packers defensive backfield is going to be the key to victory. If you can slow down Justin Jefferson, if you can make Sam Darnold hold that football a little bit more, you can get a turnover, and you're in Lambeau, you can rattle Sam Darnold. You can rattle this football team. You can rattle that offense, and I just truly believe in Jair, in Stokes, in Nixon, and all of what we have in the defensive backfield.
How do you not say Xavier McKinney?
Xavier McKinney, sure. I'm just saying.
You throw Stokes and Nixon at me and leaves out.
I was just thinking about the corners right now, but what I'm saying is the corners and the safeties, I believe in what they have been able to do. I don't think, last week with 8 sacks on Sunday, That's not a fluke. I think the defensive line is better, but they ain't going to have 8 sacks again. That's ridiculous, right? That's not what the Packers are going to do. But the defensive backfield, week one, they had some battles. But I think the defensive backfield that we have seen so far this year, for over the most part, is what we're going to see. You're going to see Xavier McKinney forcing turnovers. You're going to see a different Jair Alexander. I feel good about them to be able to force Sam Darnold to hold on to the football, to allow guys to create pressure, to put him in positions that he doesn't want to be in, which forces turnovers. And so that's why I feel good about this football game, is because of the defensive backs that we have. That is the reason why I feel good about Sunday.
Let's put 2 polls up there, Strofe. If Malik Willis plays, do the Packers win? If Jordan Love plays, do the Packers win? Those are up on KBN, ESPN, on Twitter. X, you can also answer us with a text or a call at 800-990-3776. If Malik Willis plays, do the Packers win? If Jordan Love plays, do the Packers win? We'll look at those results and talk with you, KBN Nation. Then get to John Anderson, the professor. All next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
Do you wash your shins in the shower? We shower from hair to kneecap. The rest can drip down our legs to our feet.
It doesn't work that way.
No, it does work that way.
What does the poll say?
34% don't wash their shins.
That is shockingly low. KBN Nation, you're better than that.
Yeah, it sounds like we have a lot of disgusting human beings on this planet.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Backups continue along 94 eastbound from Highway G to Highway 16, and then again from 92nd Street all the way through to about 27th. Westbound, heavy from 16th Street all the way to Hawley Road. Southbound 43 got some heavy traffic from Hampton pretty much all the way down through the Marquette, all the way down to the KK River. Northbound is going to be backed up basically right past Fond du Lac Avenue, and by the time you hit North Avenue, should be okay, good to go towards the north. And checking the TMJ4 Storm King forecast tonight, showers ending, mostly cloudy skies, then a low of 58. Tomorrow, mostly sunny and pleasant, a high of 74. Weather's brought to you by Tsunami Express Car Wash, where you can expect nothing but the best unlimited wash memberships, state-of-the-art wash technology, and powerful free vacuums. Located in Oak Creek, Waukesha, Greenfield, and now Milwaukee. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Loziga on 94.5 ESPN.
Jeff Levering here. How are baseball and Pella windows and doors of Wisconsin alike? Pella manufactures all their own products. Baseball teams develop their own players in the minors. Pella tests every product thousands of times to ensure it stands the test of time. A baseball player's ultimate test is to get called up to the big leagues, hoping to play well enough to stay. Right now at Pella, get as low as $18 per window and $81 per patio door per month. Certain restrictions apply. It ends September 30th. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Lock in for October. Brewers postseason tickets are on sale now. Clear your schedule, claim your spot, and be here for a Brewers postseason run you don't want to miss at brewers.com/postseason.
This is Matt Meitner, owner of Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Do you find yourself talking to your dog but feel like she's not listening to you?
Bella, sit!
Are you constantly repeating yourself but she's not following your directions?
Sit! Sit!
Frustrating, isn't it? At Sit Means Sit Dog Training, we want to help you have a happy, confident, and obedient dog, and we also want to make the training process an enjoyable and worthwhile experience. Contact Sit Means Sit today to schedule a free consultation so we can create a customized training program so you are able to have the dog you want and deserve.
Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Sorry, we don't train husbands, wives, or kids.
UW Credit Union presents the Student Athlete of the Week, supporting local student athletes as they grow on the field, in the classroom, and in the community. UW Credit Union is here for every you. Learn more at uwcu.org. Here's Ashton Rotman with the UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week.
This week's UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week is Milwaukee Hamilton's Terrence Simon, a two-way star on the football team. In Friday's big 34-20 win for Hamilton over Reagan, the third quarter play of the senior running back and linebacker proved to be the difference. First, it was an early 36-yard score in the third quarter by Simon, only to be followed up and overshadowed by his own 85-yard scoop and score on the defensive side. The senior will hope to lead his team once again in another huge divisional matchup this Friday night, as the 4-1 Wildcats take on 3-2 King with first place on the line. Congratulations again to this week's UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week, Milwaukee Hamilton's Terrence Simon.
The Island invites you to fall into golf with late season rounds at Sweetgrass or Sage Run. The vibrant fall colors and cooler temperatures make for great days out on the golf course. Fall golf rates run September 16th through the end of the 2024 season, with tee time starting at $75 and stay and play packages starting at $110. And submit your 2025 golf package request early to guarantee choice dates. Plan your fall golf adventure today at islandresortgolf.com.
Do you worry about how much someone drinks?
Do you feel neglected or unloved? If you answered yes to any of these questions, you are not alone.
Al-Anon and Alateen can help. Call 1-866-200-0223 or visit alanon.org/help.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Very early in the voting, but dual polls put out by Alex Strofe on Twitter at KBN ESPN. Very simple. If Malik Willis is the Packers QB on Vikings, do they win? Against the Vikings, do they win? 50-50. If Jordan Love is the QB against the Vikings, do they win? 84-16. You can dance on him on air, Strofe.
I was just going to do it off air.
Oh, my gosh.
He did it off air.
It's 43 votes. I can find 43 people inside the market.
We literally just put it out.
It's quick. It's early. He said, told you doing a dance already?
It's not going to change, buddy.
It's 82-18 on the Jordan Love one. It is 53-47 on the Malik Willis one.
Malik Willis will be.
If Malik Willis played, I don't think they win. If Jordan Love plays, I do think they win.
Kyle had a theory that it was going to be very close either way.
Yeah, it's going to be yes both ways. 60 plus. 60 plus.
Oh, you're changing your tune now.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't realize it was going to be 81.
Wait a minute. Now it flipped. 53% say no if Malik Willis plays.
Okay. Let the votes go out there.
This is good. This is like election night. You got to play the music.
I guess we'll be here till 1 a.m. then.
Justin in the 262. If the Packers are playing the 85 Bears defense this week, would Kyle still be as optimistic?
Let me answer for him. The answer is yes.
I would say yes as well, because he'll be like, man, they old. They wouldn't be able to keep up with the speed.
Malik Willis is going to run right past them.
Doug, do y'all realize the starting corners probably ran like 4.6? Come on now. Ain't no way in the world. Malik Willis, the refrigerator Perry, he'll juke the hell out of him. Stop it.
I almost like trying to get Kyle to say something bad about the Green Bay Packers. Is that possible?
Well, they're winning. Like, why would I be negative when they're winning?
It's not about negative. It's trying to figure out where. Like, I think this is Kyle's problem.
He said Kenny Clark isn't playing well.
There you go.
I think
yesterday.
I think what I'm trying to get to, Strofe, is like part of me when I'm doing the show with Kyle and no Brad is I'm trying to like paint a picture of like why things might not go the exact way he thinks in his head, because we have to deal with it on Monday after the show when he's all pouty, because in his head he's already written the Packers as a W against the Vikings.
How good is your life right now?
Pretty good.
I know, but so you get to walk into a show from 2 to 5 because the Green Bay Packers play well. Your life is fantastic right now. You ain't got to deal with me being all mopey and pouty. You should be excited right now.
I actually like dealing with you when you're mopey and pouty. It's it's more fun.
Pretty cruel.
I'm kind of a sick individual.
Yeah, well, be sick. I want you to be sad and upset and mad at the world.
Well, it's kind of funny. You act like a little kid throwing the remote at the TV because the Packers aren't doing well.
I didn't throw remotes. Actually,
have you ever broken anything?
Oh yes.
There's only once. It was my I had a moped in college. Actually, still in the backyard of my parents. Now I don't know. I haven't gotten rid of it. But I had a moped in college, and Mason Crosby missed a field goal. This had to be between 2009. I think this is before the Packers won the Super Bowl.
I don't care about the details. I want to know what happens to this moped.
Oh well, the moped was fine, but the keys to the moped. So I'm sitting there watching, getting ready to go back to school on Sunday, and I'm watching the Green Bay Packers. Mason Crosby kicks the field. Might have been against the Vikings. He misses the field goal like a 48-yarder, and I literally had my keys, and I yell, and I probably cuss, and I threw the keys on the ground. Of course, then Kyle, stop all that. So,
it's kind of what broke.
The key to my moped broke.
Okay, you missed that detail.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, not been a great storytelling day for Kyle Walsh or reading day.
Kyle, I thought that was hilarious. I didn't think that was hilarious. A blind man caught. Flapping his arms like a bird.
You were asking the question, how did a blind man learn
how to flap his arms like that? How did the blind man know how to do that?
Because he's not paralyzed.
But he's not. How do you know? He did it so well.
We know he's not paralyzed because he used his arms.
He used his arms. And so that's my. Now, you sound stupid, Strofe. So I don't know.
No, I don't. I said nothing that sounds
I don't know.
We are 50-50 on the Packers winning with Malik Willis. We are continuing to trend upwards at 91% winning with Jordan Love.
Here we are. I haven't even voted yet. Wait till I vote.
Oh, you're going to swing that thing 50%.
It's yes for both, right? Yep. Absolutely. And Hardet and Malik Willis, of course. Ooh, a little low there. Tight. It's a tight race.
So you thought the
Just
percentage...
like election night.
I just love how you think, like, if Malik Willis played, it would be the same results as Jordan Love.
The results will be the same. The Packers will win regardless. But the way that it would be done would probably be a little bit different, just because Jordan Love obviously is the better quarterback, and he's our quarterback. But I really, truly believe that what Matt LaFleur has done...
Have you written a Packers W in every game the rest of the season?
Well, the way the Texans played last week and the way the Cardinals played last week, and
it's a week-to-week league.
The Jaguars look like boo. So right now, I feel good about the Packers.
Oh yeah, they're going to beat the Jags like 100-0.
I'm fine with that one, but him writing off the Texans right now is my favorite thing.
The Rams, Matt Stafford, they'll be competitive. They're a tough team. Sean McVay, I understand that, but right now, when we look at the schedule, are you putting L's on the schedule right now? Or are you putting W's?
Kyle is a dumb smart person, and Ben is a smart dumb person.
I don't know what that means.
Yeah, Kyle, how do we feel about this?
I don't know what
Real
he's
rich
saying.
coming from the Gen Zer back there.
Tell us about Sit Means Sit.
I will, because the dog of the game. I didn't actually. Chris Larson told us yesterday. Who was the dog of the game?
It was the whole D line.
Is the whole D line?
I believe it was the whole D line.
Well deserved. I would have probably gave an honorable mention to Tucker Kraft on the Green Bay Game Day postgame show, because I just love how he plays so physically. But if your dogs don't always listen to you and you're asking yourself, well, why don't they listen to me? Look no further than Sit Means Sit, because you can have a happy, confident, and obedient dog. Contact Sit Means Sit Dog Training in Milwaukee or Waukesha to schedule that free consultation. You'll sit down with Matt Meitner and his team. They'll figure out the goals for your dog. Actually, I got to send a text to Matt. Baby girl is crawling now all over the house.
Ooh.
Cool. And the dog...
Wait a minute.
Did you just cool my daughter?
That's disrespectful.
Come on, man.
Them fighting words.
Come
right
on,
there.
man.
Press the dang button again. You're going to get jumped.
They're like Kyle and his girlfriend and me. What was the thing earlier? What did he say to you earlier?
Oh, his woman going to sit there and text talking about, you're better than him. You're this and that.
Check out the dog of the game on the Green Bay Game Day post-game show. But what I was going to say is, my dog is a little brat because I raised him. You can do something for the dog. Go ahead, hit the button. And he's barking like as the baby crawls around, like getting like. No, that's bad. That's bad.
Baby,
like I need some help, so I'm going to go to Matt and the team at Sit Means Sit. John Anderson of ESPN, formerly of ESPN, SportsCenter fame, a new professor in his new world, joins us next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
These hands are not made for fixing anything in a house. I'll make a phone call, and I'm cheap, but I ain't that cheap. I got my guys. Got my handyman. Shout out to Chris. Under the table.
Just like that, dude's getting audited now.
Yeah.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com. Whether it's live or in podcast form, you've heard us on air with all of our shenanigans.
Gabe, I'm throwing some... Why are you throwing... I don't want...
Now see your favorite 94.5 ESPN shows streaming on video.
By me, by the way. I hit that microphone like 4 out of 6 times on that.
Subscribe to ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube and get notified when we hit the air live. Plus, you can watch back any second that you miss and see original digital content too. Watch, listen, interact. ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
Engagement rings, wedding bands, and big anniversary diamonds.
Welcome to Kessler's.
$1 million. That's big. Really big. This September, Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee is handing out a cool million, and you've got a shot at winning your share. The big $1 million giveaway is here. Just play with your rewards card and you're entered to win. Couldn't be easier and couldn't be bigger. No wonder it's called the Big One. For more details, visit paysbig.com/big one. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
That to-do list you have needs one more thing. Chill. It's an easy thing to do. Just crack open an ice-cold Coors Light and chill. Take the afternoon off and binge watch anything. Go to happy hour and stay for a couple hours. Who's counting anyways? Or hang out with just your dog, because you've had enough human interaction this week. Whatever you do it with a Coors Light. Mountain cold refreshment made to chill. 2020 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
Phones aren't wired to the wall anymore. We carry them in our pockets. Cars can even drive themselves, right? Technology advances have changed our lives.
That's football legend Emmitt Smith.
Some of the most fascinating advances are happening with the medical professionals at QC Kinetics. I'm talking about natural regenerative treatments for joint pain without surgery or harmful drugs.
Tens of thousands of patients have discovered these breakthroughs firsthand at QC Kinetics. With over 100 board-certified providers across the country, they're transforming the world of pain treatment using your body's own healing properties to help restore your aching joints.
Why would you keep going back to the old tired ways of treating chronic joint pain? Check out the latest advances at QC Kinetics. And here's an idea for you. You can call them on that smartphone right there in your pocket.
Call QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474.
Hey ESPN Milwaukee fans, Gary Olsen here from our friends at Best Electric Service, an A-plus Better Business Bureau, family-owned and operated, who have been serving you for over 50 years. No job is too big or too small, whether it's making panel upgrades to your home, installing your new Briggs & Stratton generator, or electric vehicle charging. Best Electric provides quality services at fair prices. They are experienced and licensed electrical contractors ready to get to work. Connect with the Best Electric Service. Find out more at bestelect.com.
Adopt US Kids presents What to Expect When You're Expecting a Teenager. Learning the lingo.
Jelly. Jelly adjective. Jelly is a shorter, better way to say jealous. As in, Chloe, I am like so jelly of your unicorn phone case.
You don't have to speak teen to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same. Visit adoptuskids.org, brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt US Kids, and the Ad Council.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year.
For over 50 years, Covenant House has been helping youth in crisis. To learn more, go to covenanthouse.org today.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Kyle, Brust, and Nortman across just 94.5 ESPN. 800-990-3776. Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace. No Brad Nortman, Alex Strofe running the show. KBN Nation can get in at 800-990-3776. I don't know if Alex Strofe is booking John Anderson for Mr. Irrelevant on Wednesday at 12:30. But they've been on the phone for a long time.
I didn't know what he was doing. I just heard him chirp, and I just thought he was maybe talking to the great Matty Hayes back there. And then I look back, he's got the phone to his ear.
Welcome into the program, John Anderson. You have a good chat with Mr. Strofe?
Yeah, always good to catch up. I missed him on the 3-hour pregame show. He was out, just crushing tall boys in Nashville all weekend. So good to have him back.
Yes, he was definitely gallivanting throughout the town and causing a ruckus. That's our guy, Alex Strofe, and we're proud of him for taking only one day off instead of the Nashville flu today.
Well, listen, you can't get in the way of professionalism.
Yes, and
well said, John. Thank you very much.
Goodness gracious. We started the show, John, by asking our audience, through 3 weeks, who has been the most surprising player to you outside of Malik Willis, and who has been the most disappointing player to you?
Let's see. Most surprising player. Can I? How about, even though Jacobs is really good, I like the way our backup running back has played. Right.
I had said Emmanuel Wilson as well.
I like Wilson's stats. I think he's done really well. And most disappointing is really easy. I hate all kickers. Dude's missed one every game.
Thank you.
I know he got away with it.
Thank
not
you,
counting,
thank you,
but,
thank you,
but
thank you.
It still was a miss. And God bless him, went up and he drilled the one they needed to kind of give him the comfortable 16-point lead. But I'm tired of sitting on my hands or, with my fingers crossed on these guys while I watch the Cowboy guy who's kicked for 2 years, makes them all over 50 and 65 and has missed 2 in his entire life. Like, where is that guy? I want to praise Goody. He has done great on every position, but he can't find a kicker yet.
Well, we got to wait here on Narv Dog.
Well, you see, Kyle, you hated Anders Carlson by the end of the year, you could be setting yourself up for the same disappointment unless you listen to John and I and understand that this could be a big problem for them.
Let me tell y'all something. I will turn on Narv Dog in a second if Narv Dog starts missing from field goals. So I'm not worried about it. I'm on his side right now.
He's missed one every game.
No, he hasn't missed one in a big moment yet, and he hasn't
made one over 50 because they
haven't
probably
tried
don't trust
yet.
him.
So again, I'll get to the point, but let's give him 8 games before we start ripping them to pieces. But John, why are you buying this defensive stock this year? Because I know you're buying the Jeff Hafley defense, right?
I'm getting closer. I need to see it against a quarterback that's not terrible. Right, Richardson's just right now not any good. And Will Levis is the same guy he was at Kentucky. He's pretty serviceable, but he will make 2 mistakes, sometimes 3, that will cost you a game all the time. I think he's better around. So I need to go against somebody. And by the way, I thought Sam Darnold was that guy too. I don't know when Sam suddenly turned into like this all-pro quarterback. So we'll see what happens this week. But I like that they seem to have added everything a little bit. The first week, I think we all okay, none of those guys played together, so it was like a preseason game. I'm sorry we lost. They needed to get off the field. They didn't, but they improved a bunch against the Colts, even if the quarterback was bad. And then this week, everybody's like, okay, if you can't get to the quarterback with this guy, then we got a problem. Well, not only did they get him, they completely wrecked the dude. So I love that. So I think there have been not just little steps. I think they've made 2 really big steps every week. And I think if they can do more of the same, steady or improve this week, then I'm like, okay, I think this is a place that we can go ahead and ride this horse the rest of the way.
So I'm glad you said what you said there, John, because I think Kyle assumes that you are as optimistic about everything when it comes to the Green Bay Packers as him. I have a feeling you're more on the cautiously optimistic with a little hint of pessimism until things go the right way kind of guy.
I tell you, people that all have said, you've been on SportsCenter my entire lifetime. You don't have my scar tissue. So I will bring that to you. I will infect you with that kind of stuff. I'm here to let people know that there's another side to these things. There is disappointment in life, and you guys just haven't had to experience yet. So I'm just take advantage of some of my age and wisdom here.
John,
okay? I know you fast horses run fast, but us old horses know the way. Okay?
John,
trust us.
John, I'm just telling you this right now. Malik Willis is probably the 4th best quarterback I've seen in a Green Bay Packer jersey.
Listen, that guy is. I feel like the
Homer just entered his grave.
Homer, you taking Magic Man over my boy Leak? No way.
That's a good question.
Right.
100,000 times better. Let me just say, I used to say no donkey ever won the Kentucky Derby. This donkey had 2 good races. And it don't mean he's going to the Kentucky
He's going
Derby.
for the Triple Crown.
We're putting it on Twitter at KBN ESPN. Who you taking, Magic Man or Malik
people
Willis?
Don't even know who the hell Magic Man is.
He was second in MVP voting to Montana. 4,500 yards in an era where they didn't pass
I know that, but he...
No, we've talked about it.
John Anderson, please throw a little of your famous salt on this stupidity.
I will tell you this. Do you know the last Packer jersey I bought?
Magic Man?
It was a number 7 Don Makowski jersey.
I just got one at an auction. I have an autographed Don Makowski jersey.
Okay. I don't want to go too far down this.
Cool.
But so since that's the last jersey you bought, I'm assuming you bought it before the Brett Favre era really got kicking off.
No, I just got it last week.
Not you, John.
Oh, John.
Okay, so John, when Brett Favre came in and started for Don, were you thinking, okay, he looks good, but when Don comes back, yeah, or were you like, uh-oh, I bought the wrong jersey?
I was living in Tulsa, Oklahoma, in a non-red zone TV Scott Hansen era. I was just trying to see who they were playing when he came in, and I did not see him what essentially was Wally Pipping him. Are you guys old enough to remember Wally Pipp?
I've heard
Homer,
the saying.
fill him in.
Don't know what it means, but
Wally Pipp's the guy that took the day off, and Lou Gehrig took the job and never gave it back for 2,000 games. So I didn't know it was that kind of thing. But I will still take Magic Man well ahead of Malik Willis. I don't know that that's really. I don't know that that's a real either or, kind of question.
Oh, it's definitely hypothetical, that's for sure, as John Anderson joins us before the Homer Hour. John, okay, I was going to ask you, tell me why I'm not crazy about the kicker, but you are confirmed that I'm not crazy.
Yep.
Do you believe that this is a 3-team NFC North race or a 2-team NFC North race?
I'm not so sure at this point. It's not still just a 1-team race. I still think the Lions would be my heavy favorite in this thing.
Okay.
I've been saying all of this, and you agree with John?
No, I just said okay. I respect John.
You don't respect me?
It's levels to this, man.
I was, like all of a sudden we're like, ooh, the Vikings, they took down the 49ers. That seems pretty good. And then the 49ers, threw up one against the Rams who aren't any good. So all of a sudden you're like, okay, maybe the 49ers are really good. Maybe the Vikings are pretty good. But we kind of need to see more of them. And I think we need to see a lot more of the Packers when Jordan Love comes back. Because the last time we saw them, they weren't very good with him on offense. So, I think it's hard to make the full judgment on 3 games. So call me Wildy and uncommittal.
That sounds about right. But what I do know is I got to drive to pick up my baby girl from daycare, which means I got the Homer Hour with John Anderson on the radio dial next.
Southbound on 41. We've got some backups from Appleton Avenue all the way down to about Burleigh. Northbound, we've got